whatever you've got in your wallet will go down the alleyway just now. And I was just like,
Don't
I
even
just
care
love some of
that
this.
much.
I just love the titty shake. Can you check quickly? Did I shit myself? So do you want to eat ass or do you want your ass eaten? I'm so sorry, Mum.
Hello and welcome to the K&K Wrestle Factory. My name is Kyle, I'm one of your hosts, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Kaylee Lafferty.
Hi, why'd you full name me?
I don't know, it felt right.
Okay,
It
well now
felt
everyone knows my
proper.
full name.
Didn't know that anyway.
Okay, thanks.
And as you can see / hear, we're not alone this week. We've got another guest, a younger, more hair version of our previous guest. Sorry, Billy.
Wow.
We're joined by an actual professional wrestler, Connor Malloy. How are you?
Oh, I'm very good. Thanks for having me on. I apologise in advance.
You can't be any more chaotic than I am. It's fine.
Oh, with Jen, I can be.
I can't wait.
It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. So yeah, you're our first wrestler on the podcast. Our first real person that does.
Oh, I don't know. You had the bean.
We had the bean. Actually, that's a good point. We had the bean.
I've been trying to forget about the bean for a while now.
I forgot about it until earlier.
Oh, that was honestly, every so often I just get flashbacks of what we discussed on that one, and I'm like, what went on? Like, oh God.
One day I'll have a mystery partner and I'll just say it. Oh, the bean.
Honestly, I will be so excited if that happens. Like, that'll be so fun.
Well,
Oh, God.
right, before we get too far into things, right, this is a good point because I've started watching Wrestling Pro Wrestling, right? Don't know if you've heard of Wrestling Pro Wrestling, but it is a wrestling promotion out in California who have the fucking best characters ever, right? So they've got a koala, not just a koala, a greaser koala who comes out in like the leather jacket with a quiff.
My favourite wrestler ever now, honestly.
He won a match by stabbing his opponent.
Jesus.
So this is what we're talking, right? They've got a tag team called Cereal Man and Pop Tart Boy, right?
You know what? When you said the promotion, it rang a name, but I think Aspen told me about this promotion a couple of weeks ago.
Yep, that'll be right.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to do this, right? Then we'd actually have the bean as like a real character, right? But it's a giant bean, right? But obviously Billy described it with like the blue hair and all that stuff. Imagine like a massive bean with that, with long blue hair, the fucking outfit and everything.
It'd be class. It can come out a tin.
I like it.
If Billy does this, he can take my spot on a wrestling show just for that.
You can come sit with us.
Yeah, I'd happily sit and watch that.
A wee swap, so you can come sit with us and then we'll swap back.
And I'll give you a high five.
Exactly. I'll finally get one, will I?
I feel like I'm in the middle of something here.
That was my favorite part of that show.
There's going to be a rivalry next time. That's it. I'm gonna have a I hate Connor sign. And just like I'm going to take it too far. Just you wait.
Oh, that was my favorite part of the day because until that, I just spent the entire day just trying not to be sick.
Oh, honestly, I felt bad for you when you said that to me. I was like, poor soul, and it was a warm venue as well.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not good. But I think what the best part of this show is going to be, not just having yourself on it, but now your mum's got something. Your mum's a big fan of the podcast, so now she'll be really excited to.
I think my mum's a Kaylee stan.
Oh, I love it. I never thought I'd have fans, so it's good. I've got someone behind me.
My mum loves you.
Oh, I love her back, honestly.
That innate Glaswegianness that's just.
See, as Glaswegian girls, we do stick together. Like, we know how it is. So, no, I'm really excited. So I'm buzzing to see what she thinks about what goes on. So
now I feel slightly offended though, right? Before you move on, every time someone goes, oh, I love the podcast, it's always like, I love Kaylee. Kaylee is hilarious. And it's just me like, all right, hey dad.
But no, she loves you too, but Kaylee's Glaswegian, so you can't beat that.
Kyle, let's just admit it. You're the Christian to my Edge.
Oh,
We're starting off strong.
You're offending both of us.
they having it? When they how Christian? How dare you say shit? Christian is like the boy. Like Christian is fucking goated. Like
Like, do you actually have a Christian match that you enjoy or you like?
Christian's great. Christian
Okay.
is one of my favorite things in wrestling right now.
Really?
Heel Christian in AEW. Go watch some of his promos. Be great.
In my defense, I haven't saw a lot of his stuff in AEW, so I will put my hands up and say that. But honestly, I
like-
can't think of anything that I've really enjoyed that he's done.
I tend to skip past him most of the time. He's
But
offended
he's-
me enough for years.
He's great. I find it funny is what my housemate like doesn't really watch wrestling,
Mhm.
but somehow his favorite wrestler is Christian. Like he likes wrestling but just doesn't watch it.
Ah, okay.
We watched he watched it when he was younger, and we watched the Royal Rumble together last year, and I've never seen him go more wild than when Christian came back.
Oh, I
And I
forgot
did
that
too,
happened.
Yeah, to be fair, I kind of forget that Royal Rumble and the pandemic catch happened at all. But I think I'll never rewatch either of those two because I'd never want to watch a no fans match again.
Yeah,
But no, Christian, great.
honestly, I feel like we could spend all day talking about it. Like I said, and I said last time, I thought I liked him. I thought I was a fan of him. But then see when Kyle gave the argument, I was like, do you know something? See now I think about it. There's been nothing that I've been like, do you know, that's entertaining. I think he was always just when it was Edge and Christian, I liked it. As a person, like personality wise, when he did like his Edge and Christian show, all for it. So he's a wrestler. I would happily skip his match. Like there's nothing that I've ever been like, that's a bit of me. That's something I want to watch.
Edge and Christian were great. Christian and TNA was great. I mean, his run in 2011 was great, even though he's Kyle said like least deserving world champion in history apparently.
Well, actually, that takes me on to my next thing I wanted to say. So, did you even know Christian back then? Because I thought you've only been watching wrestling for like a small space of time, really.
No, I mean I've been watching this in a long time. I never. It's weird. I don't actually remember starting watching wrestling. I don't remember what the first match I ever seen was
Hmm.
or anything like that. I just always sort of watched it, but like I don't think
Yeah.
like we didn't have Sky or anything, so there wasn't like a way to watch it. It was just like whatever I seen.
Yeah.
And then it was like once when I was like 10, that's when I like full time started watching it, I guess.
See,
So-
I think that's like a good age to start getting into it. See, we said before, I was like dead young getting into it. So I was like the weird kid in like nursery who would talk about it and no one else really knew what I was talking about. Like, oh, I love watching like Stone Cold and all that. And they were like, who? I'm like, yeah, they bar each other. Like, it's all fun. And they were like, you're that strange child that's really into wrestling too young.
See, I was also like the only kid in wrestling in school who would like openly like wrestling. There'd be like quite a few of my mates who I knew watched it because they would say stuff to me about it.
Yeah.
And then, but to everyone else, it was like, oh no, don't watch that fake shit. It's like,
Yeah, well, that's the thing. See, being like a girl that liked it, I wasn't allowed to tell anyone because I used to get slagged for it. But then there was this one boy, right? And I'm not going to lie, I really fancied him. And he was really neat as well, right? And see, when I was like, this is it. This is my in. This is what it is. But then also, like, I was a bit of a weird child. So no wonder he was like, what the hell's going on here? I think I put him off it.
if only wrestling was a good way to meet guys.
No, like, well, you never know. I found Kyle.
Oh, there you go.
So, like, I know it was 1 in a million, but you never know. Hold out hope.
So yeah, so like obviously we're talking about wrestling. We actually should probably talk about you wrestling
Oh.
at some point. You know, there's pretty much the reason you're on here. So like, what made you get into like training? Like, what was the reason behind that?
So like watched it growing up and always loved it, but like, you know, I never thought it was something I would go and try myself, especially, you know, living in a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere in the northeast of Scotland. Just didn't ever really cross my mind. Like, of course, like watching it for years, like, oh, I would love to go do this one day, but just doesn't seem like a thing I could do. And I remember like left school 17 and like I knew I was going to college, but I wasn't overly convinced that was going to work out too well, which it didn't. So we had like 4 or 5 months, whatever, after leaving school in between going to college, and me and my mates were just all we would do like every couple of days, just go out and drink in a field basically.
Fair.
And it was like that's all we'd done for like months. It was great fun. But then I was like, I thought I'd been watching wrestling. I don't even remember. I don't remember how I actually ended up applying. But like I remember thinking like, God, I should probably try and at least do something productive. And I thought about applying for wrestling. And then I was like, maybe there'll be a school in Inverness. No.
Nope.
I was like, oh, I realized the closest one was Aberdeen. And I was like, okay, well, that's like a 2-hour drive away. But I remember I like looked up wrestling, and then like went on the website and debated about applying for a week or two, and then I eventually applied, and then it took me like a week or two to actually muster up the courage to actually go. I kept being like, oh, I'll come to the next one, come to the next one, come to the next one for like 2 weeks, and then I came. I remember well on the day I hadn't even told my mum I was thinking about it until the day that I was going through to Aberdeen, and I just she was really surprised, of course, because I was like, Mum, I'm getting a train in like an hour to Aberdeen. I'm going to wrestle, and she was like, "Are you fuck? What are you talking about? No, you're not." But I can, she's like, she's 17. You know, you just go to Aberdeen by yourself to wrestle with these probably freaks that I've never met before. But I showed everything to her properly, and showed her all the emails, and showed her wrestling. You know, looked legit and stuff like that, and she was like, I guess on you go.
Oh my
And I
God.
went
That sounds like pretty interesting, the fact that you managed to like go all the way there and your mum was pretty cool with it, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was quite that's why I hadn't said to her, because I thought she was just gonna be like, no chance.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of like, well, I'm leaving in like 5 minutes, so if you really want to go. Oh, it's like, oh, instead you could just give me a lift to the train station. Which she did. But no, I went. I think I just watched like the first session, or maybe I done like a couple rolls or something, you know, just like really basic. But I remember like from like basically doing nothing, I came back and I was like I left and I was like, well, I'm hooked. Like from whatever I've seen. Or
Yeah.
it's like I'd never even been to a wrestling show live, so even like it was the first time I'd seen a wrestling ring or people even bumping in a wrestling ring. So I
That
was like,
is mental. Like,
yeah,
to
That's
think.
wild.
I've still never seen like WWE or anything now.
Nah, we have to get that changed, honestly.
No, I know. I really want to.
No, that would be so cool. But so with that then, since you hadn't seen anything live, which I'll get on to in a minute, what was the thing that maybe like surprised you or shocked you the most when you actually saw it like in person? Like not even just from like a trainee perspective, but just seeing kind of like a ring in person and all that sort of thing.
I think I was just like, because there used to be 2 rooms like at the Wrestling Training Academy. There was like a mat room, and then there was like the ring where the ring was, and we, especially to begin with, just in like the mat room. But I remember like going through just to watch. Cause like for like my first session, like you just start back and forth, just watch, you know, what's going on and that. And I remember just like seeing like Ryan and I can't even remember like other people, like they were just like slamming each other on this ring, and I was like, whoa, that's the stuff I see on TV, and they're doing that here. That's wild. I do remember as well, like walking it, I was so nervous because, like, you know, I just walked, you know, just the front doors open. See, I just walked in and I was like, hello. Only just seen Caleb walking towards me, and I was like intimidated immediately. I was like, look at this god of a man, and I'm just there like, and I'm a small guy now, but like at 17, I was just like skin and bone and tiny, and I was just like, hello. And I seen him, and I was just like, this man must be like their champion. He must just win every single match. It was his second week. Like I started just after him, like one session after him. It was so wild. I do love that we started at like the same time. It's really nice. But that was
That's so cool.
I was just, I think that whole session like was like a fever dream, because I was just like, this is just the most insane thing I've ever seen in the world, and it's like actually happening in front of me.
No, I get to see Caleb of all people straight off. That must have been intimidating. Like I can appreciate that. But no, that's really cool. Imagine that. I never thought like your first time seeing all that in person was when you actually went training, which must have just, it's a bit cliche, it must have felt like proper like magical, being like, oh my god, this is what I see in the telly, I've now seen it in front of yourself. Like,
oh, it was completely was. It was also terrifying just like going to Aberdeen by myself, because I'd probably been to Aberdeen like once ever don't even remember what for. I remember getting the train. I was just like from there. It was just like Google Maps the whole way, and I think this guy thought I was just like stalking him. Then I had to do the same on the way back. But it's funny
It
about the walk.
shows,
But
yeah, it shows how determined you were, though. The fact that you
oh,
didn't stay there and you kept going, and obviously it's paid off for you, which is brilliant. So yeah, that's intense. It shows
Yeah.
clearly you had like a drive for it, which I think is really cool.
thank you. One thing that happened on the way back, which I didn't tell my mum about until like months after, was like after my first session, I was walking back to the train station, and I probably got like halfway from where the train academy is, and this very scantily worn prostitute came up to me, clearly off her face, like, and this the first, 17 first time I'm like in Aberdeen by myself, and she's just like, I'm just walking back, just like trying to find the train station because I'm already lost, even though it's a straight line basically, and she's just like, how much money you got? And I was like, excuse me? I thought she was just like asking for money at first.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So innocent. And then she was like, oh, whatever you've got in your wallet, we'll go down the alleyway just now. And I was just like, no, I'm good, thank you. And I kept walking, and like 1 minute later I turned back just to see if she was like still there, and she was just like half like lying on the pavement, and I was just like, nice.
Oh my god, what an impression to Aberdeen.
Yeah, so funnily enough, didn't tell my mum that part when I got back, because I don't think she would have let me go back by myself.
Yeah, I doubt she would have. She would have been
No.
like,
I told
"You're
her
not going
that
back
months
there."
and months after.
Oh my god.
That's wild, man. That's fucking wild.
Oh, and it still didn't put you off going back to Aberdeen. or
Nah,
anything
I
like
don't think
that?
anything could have put me off. Like I was just like hooked immediately. I was just like every single session that they would uh let me go to, like I was there. Like I remember when I first started, I think it was you could go on when things have changed now, but like when you first started, anyway, for me it was like you were allowed to go on a Monday or a Monday and Thursday,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, well I'm going every Monday and Thursday for however long. And I remember it was like months until I missed like one session because I missed my train, and I was like heartbroken. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm missing training.
Oh,
And it was just that I was just once, but
yeah.
even now I still like going to train as much as possible. So
Again, it really shows your determination, the fact that it wasn't as if it's just down the road and you can go, because I can guarantee the people that it is that close and they won't put in as much work and effort. So the fact that you had to travel, which is it quite a while it was in the train?
yeah, like on the train just under 2 hours, but then like on the way back I'd have like after training I'd have like a 45-minute wait at the train station as well.
Oh my god. So that's just shy of like what it would be for like to go to Glasgow all the way to Aberdeen just for training.
Yeah, so it'd be like the whole day, like basically I'd have to like set off at like 3 or something, half 3. No, I think the train was like half 3 or something, and then get back at like midnight.
Damn. Well, it does show like how much you're into it, which I think is intense. So
Love it.
obviously what you saw for the first time was crazy. Was there anything that was completely different to what you expected?
I don't know, just like feeling the ring. Like I don't even think I'd done that on my first session, but like the ring, I don't know how I expected it to feel. I didn't expect it to feel soft or hard, or like I just wasn't expecting. Then just like feeling it and just being in it, and the ropes are a lot harder than I was expecting. I remember that. I mean, this is probably like second week or something. I remember hitting the ropes and I was like, fucking hell, that sucks.
Oh,
Which I do love. Every single person that comes to train, like the first time you run the ropes, you end up just lash across your back because your back just isn't used to it. So you just get like red line across from it hitting. Now, like, you don't feel it at all now, of
Yeah.
course. Like it's just the first like couple times you do it, it's just like, well, that's me.
oh, that's.
I also did expect, like, I don't know why, when I see people hitting I expected the ropes to like just like propel you forward, like
Yeah.
no.
Oh, see, I've never tried it. Have you ever ran ropes, Kyle?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun at all.
No. They do give you like you have to put like a lot into the hit, like hitting them for it to actually like propel you back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it
That's the thing, like you'll see it like watching Tough Enough and all that sort of shit. Like you'll see it when people like the shite ones do it, right? And like
Yeah.
they run into the ropes and the ropes don't move. And you're just like, Oh, okay.
So the only claim to fame that I've got, I've never actually wrestled in a ring, but I've got in rings for photo opportunities, but we'll take that part out. So I've been in an ICW and I've been in a progress ring, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
But
Also, you
again,
have, yeah.
it was just for taking photos. It wasn't for anything exciting, but I like to just not tell people that's the reason I was in them and just be like, oh, I've been in 2 rings.
One day you'll just be in there, just
Honestly, I would love to just get a bash, right? Because you know what I'm like.
go for it.
I'd try anything. I think it'd be so much fun, but then I also feel like I talk a big game. See, if I was absolutely terrible, I couldn't show my face again.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
just don't tell anyone you started trying. Just try.
Yeah. Where would I go? Someone
Yeah,
would have
try.
to know.
I don't know.
I'll somehow set one up my back garden, right? I'll phone you down. You can come help me train. Your
No, you
secret.
just make the commute up to WrestleZone.
That's it. Could you imagine? I just then don't tell Kyle. Just he thinks I'm just going away for a while. Next thing you know, one of the rumbles, I just come in, take my hoodie off, and I jump in. No one
Yeah,
sees it coming.
not from the entrance. You're sat in the crowd and you just go.
I'm like, let's go. Like,
Well, that would be better than you not saving me in the Rumble this year.
well, to be fair, I did try. My hands
Well-
were out. Look back at the footage.
Yeah, but your hands are out, but you didn't actually put the effort in. You know,
Yeah.
you need to get good fans, Connor.
Yeah. Wow. You could have caught me as well.
Could have.
He was catching other people.
Yeah, you got your catching quota.
Yeah, I would call myself the king of catch. Hey, 1-0.
I enjoyed that. That was a good joke.
So, what are you gonna say, Kaylee? Go on. What are you gonna say?
No, I was going to say this is every single podcast it gets brought up. So this is the first of many. We should start having a tally mark of how often Kyle mentions him getting involved or just Aspen in general.
No, I would love it, right? If every interview I do now is just like, so when was the first time you met Aspen? What do you think? Just all questions about Aspen Faith.
Kyle, you're
Was
gonna
that like
have to
your
get a restraining
favorite
order.
wrestling moment you've had now? Just saving it.
It's up there. The Tucker smells from the last show is definitely
That was good.
a
That was
top
good.
one.
When I seen that back, I was also very glad how well you played your part in getting everyone to know.
exactly. I was a bit concerned if I could, project to the entire room, but I did. It got the big pop.
Sound was good for that room. Like
Yeah.
the low roof wasn't really a pain. It was in some senses, but we just sort of work around it. But for noise, like because the room was not small, but smaller, and the roof was low, the sound was actually really good.
I actually had such a good atmosphere. That's what I said.
Yeah.
When we first walked in and when the ring was lower and stuff, I was like, oh, it's going to feel a bit weird because sometimes it just is not the same vibe. But actually, like you're saying, the noise carried better. And I like the fact a lot of people utilised the fact the ring was lower. So it was pretty cool. There was a lot of like smart things went on. And I was like, oh, I quite liked it. And also selfishly, it was only a couple of steps away from my hotel. So it was easier for me to get to. I'm not gonna lie. But no, I thought it was all right.
I liked how close it was because I could just walk from my house as well.
Well, yeah,
That's
could
great.
you? So
I
let's
remember-
get a request.
But just there, that venue, if the roof was just a bit higher, that roof would be fucking great.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it seemed like everyone really enjoyed it, which was
That's
good.
fun.
So
Yeah.
it's fine. The next show, fucking miles away. Honestly,
It's they really.
it is, right? Martin was trying to get out the whole, it's just a couple bus stops up the road. Fuck off, right? It's miles
It's
away.
the second train stop.
To be fair,
It's like a 25-minute drive.
yeah. So that one is, but we might actually be up in Aberdeen for the show before it. To be fair, so that might not actually be our next show. We might venture out, might go somewhere which isn't Aberdeen. Ooh.
Nah.
Who
Never.
knows?
Nah.
I only come up to the A shows. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here for the B shows.
Who does Kyle think he is?
I'm big league in it.
Right,
If-
so I might come
Put it
along.
this way, right? See if the venue says town hall after it. That's not good enough for me. It's not good enough.
I actually don't know because I think someone said that I was trying to remember if I'd wrestled in this venue or not, and Ronan was like, no, you've not because it's new. So I actually don't know.
Well, to be fair,
As far as I know, the venue might be different or new. Or... I don't
I
know.
think I looked it up and it looked all right. But if we want to say you're not going to one that says Town Hall, do you want me to call out some of the absolute shite places you've been to see wrestling, Kyle?
Try
And we'll
me,
go there.
right? Because I feel like Town Hall's not very much in them. There'll be the Lochwinnock Community
Yeah.
Annex. That's an annex, right? That's not a town hall.
Mate, that's not an annex. That's a fancy word for town hall. That was a shed with a roof. Honestly,
Annex
I've-
sounds smaller
yeah.
What is it?
than town hall.
I don't even know. The thing is, it's a standalone building. So what's it annex to? Who knows? Who
You can
knows?
have a good show in a town hall.
Yeah, well, again, you might see me, all right? I'll hit you up if I'm coming along, right? I might be coming alone. I don't know how I'm getting there, but I'll
Well,
be in the area.
I'll just sit at the back with a hoodie up. I'm not being seen here.
Oh, could you imagine? What, like Mean Girls? With the guy at the back? You don't even go here.
Oh, what a film.
Oh, great film.
I've not seen it in so long.
Honestly, it's one of the best. I quote it often.
I just don't watch films. I just don't watch films.
Now, this is a safe space for having not seen films, right?
Yeah.
I'm not like the rest of these people. Even though there's a movie poster on the back of Keely's set up there, we're not movie people, right?
But if it's
I-
Kevin
I-
Smith
I'm not.
related, I would have saw it. Do you know what I mean? Like anything Kevin
ca-
Smith's done.
I can't say I've seen Clerks.
Like you are really starting to test me now, boy.
I
Right, so that's it. We're now going to have a day. We're going to get together. I'm going to make you watch Clerks. I'm going to make you watch the whole Kevin Smith universe.
The
you
universe.
Yeah, and you will enjoy it. To be fair, I did it to Kyle. I sat Kyle down and basically had his eyes open watching them. He did enjoy it in the end.
The
Keely,
thing is, like, I don't mind watching films, but I can't watch them by myself. Like, I've got such like a low attention span that like I'll chuck one on for like 10 minutes and I'll be like, I'll just be on my phone. Well, I'm not paying attention. Oh, YouTube, something else.
That's me. To be fair, that is
Like,
me.
so if someone like puts a film on and we're watching it together, I can get through it because I won't have to control it or change it.
They're just holding it hostage, and you're like, well, I'm in it
pretty
now.
much. Nah, if one of my housemates like puts a film on and we're downstairs, I'll watch it. But like I would never. I think to myself, I'm just gonna sit and watch a film. Like, I don't know. My brain just. It's weird though, because I could happily watch like a 3-hour video on YouTube, like reviewing iCarly season 2. I can watch 3 hours of that, but like ask me to watch a 90-minute film, and I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
Yes. See, I will watch like a whole day worth of a TV show. I will sit and watch YouTube videos. I'll watch someone play games on YouTube, which is like my favorite thing right now because I'm dead sad. I'll do all that. I'll watch
That's
wrestling
great.
all day. But see, the minute you ask me to watch a movie, I'm like, oh, it's a bit long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's not even funny. I'll sit and watch people on Twitch and all that, but then watching stuff like that, I'm like, no, it's because like it's
Yeah,
not
see, my
like one
people, yes.
subject. See, like I get you, it's fine. We're not movie people. That's why see
Nah.
when you were all getting called out for not watching movies, I stayed stum because I was like, nah, I was playing along and I didn't do very well either. And I thought I can't get roasted for this.
I was surprised. I'm like me and Ryan done that movie quiz with Billy, and then I remember I watched it back with my mum, and she played along, and she actually lost to me. She didn't, not including the wrestling round.
Okay.
But I thought she. Oh, sorry, mum.
That's her. She's like, you've called me out. I'm ready.
No, my mum would be so gassed right now. She's like, oh my god, I've been mentioned like 3 times. It's the best.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, I was doing terribly. And again, everyone was being like, oh, I got this score. I was like, I am not saying what score I got. No one can know. This is my dirty
I
little
was
secret.
really surprised I beat Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's from like seeing more films. Like I feel like he's probably, even though he doesn't watch films either, I feel like he's probably seen more films. I just feel like I somehow knew more from other pop culture things that I knew them from, because most of the questions I got right, like I hadn't seen the film.
Yeah. Well,
Just-
I feel like I haven't saw a lot of films, but the films I have saw, I've saw loads, so I know a lot about them. Do you know what I mean? Like I know lots of
Yeah.
niche references. Like often I will just shout things like hand shot first, but it's like I haven't saw many films, so it's a whole thing. Kyle just is always like, you like terrible movies.
Like,
Like,
the
we-
only thing film wise I consistently do watch is like Marvel, and that's pretty much it. I'll go watch the new Marvel films, and that's about it.
Do you know, this is the thing where it gets awkward. So I love comic books, right? And I used to work in a comic book shop and stuff. So I have hundreds of comics. Like behind this door, I've got like a whole thing which is just full of them. Like I have loads of it. I love Marvel, love DC, but I'm burnt out watching the movies, so I haven't saw a lot of the new movies or TV shows, which feels random for me because I'm so into it all. But I feel like I'm just burnt out with it. I just need something different. So
Yeah. The Marvel shows I've only seen a couple of because there is just so much. So I've only seen a few.
yeah,
But the films are still like, because it's like I don't know, it's like I think every like 3-4 months, and it's I'll go watch the new Marvel film, and that'll pretty much be my film for that like 2-month period. I really enjoyed that. What was the last Thor came out like a month ago or something?
oh yeah,
It wasn't like groundbreaking
Mhm.
or anything. Like it didn't revolutionize cinema.
yeah.
Not that I would know. But it was fun. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I'll go pay for like 2 hours of just Thor having fun.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about it. To be fair, like I heard it was like a decent movie,
Mm.
and they're
Like
trying to
I have no
actually-
like clamoring to rewatch it,
yeah.
but it was a lot of fun watching it at the time.
Well, a movie that I got Kyle to watch not too long ago was the Suicide Squad. The second, like I say the second one, but it's technically like standalone, like this whole thing. But that was good.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah,
I've not seen it.
right.
Oh,
That
I
one
don't
you
think-
will enjoy.
I don't think I've seen any DC film. Sorry.
Nah, the DC ones
I got
I would say are better than the Marvel ones. I know that's
I've seen, like,
controversial,
I've seen like half of the Batman.
right? Honestly,
how
right,
do you say half? I'm confused.
Because we were watching it and then Ronan went, I'm tired, and I need to go to bed.
right, nah,
Yeah.
right. This is. Do you know what I'm going to
But
do?
that was months ago.
I am going to pay for your bus ticket or petrol money down here, right? Whatever I need to do, I'm going to get you down here. Bring Ronan, bring the big man down,
No,
right?
no, God no. I
No.
want to have a fun time.
Right, you're coming down, and we're going to sit and we're going to go through good movies together, right? Which again, there's probably only like 5 that I like watching, so it won't take long.
Oh,
Um,
What's your
this-
favorite film?
My favorite film? Oh, that's
Yeah.
asking a lot. Mulan, I think my favorite film, honestly.
I've seen it.
What if this backfires though? What if he makes us watch Christian?
I'll do that. I'll compromise.
No,
Christian's great.
because you know what I'll do? Do what I'll do?
What?
I'll just close my eyes.
Kyle, right
2-0.
now, you're banned. You're banned. Anyway, no, like
Christmas
my
great.
favorite movie is Mulan. Second of all, it's a bit hard. I would say maybe Chasing Amy or Clerks, which no, of course. But I'll get you to watch them. You will enjoy it. You will love it. Like
I
it is
probably
a bit
would,
like mental humor. It's like I don't know. It's stupid stoner humor is what like old Kevin Smith movies are. So you don't have to. So you don't have to like listen too much. You just have to be like like Beavis and Butthead. Hence why like I love Beavis and Butthead. You just sit there and laugh. Like it's a fun time. So
Like
like,
I don't
calm
hate
down.
films. Like when I watch them, I do enjoy them. I just never think to sit and watch one myself.
well, we're going to do it. We're going to have a time of it, and it'll be good. But I'll take it back onto wrestling now because I realise we're spending too
No, we're
much time
supposed to be
talking
fun,
about.
I mean, we've not even got as far as like training. We've got like the first 2 weeks of training.
Yeah. we got like first 2 weeks and a prostitute, and that's it.
Your time at training could have went so differently if you had said yes. Like
Now, I've noticed that WrestleZone are looking for more trainees. See if they put that on the banner. They might get some more people signing up.
yeah, after you go for your first training show, you might get offered to go down an alley. So
I will say that was the only time like I have in the area I have seen other prostitutes. Plenty.
ladies of the night,
But that was the only one that ever actually came up to me and like spoke to me and like offered me, and I was like, it's so weird that was the first time I ever was there. But
Oh.
that was an interesting experience. I was just like so confused afterwards. I was like, is this like a regular thing that happens in cities often, or like is it an Aberdeen thing, or is it just this area? But I was quite apprehensive going the second time. Not for the wrestling, just for like having to walk past that way again.
Connor goes to the big city. You're turning into Caleb, being like, "Can you walk me back to the train station, please? I need someone."
oh, I don't think anyone's going to be able to beat that story now, to be quite honest, about their first day going to training. So with that, apart from the whole prostitute thing, which was, which is something, do you have any other like funny or notable stories about training
Oh god, what?
that you're allowed
Like
to
at
talk
the
about?
well, like at the start.
Just anything, yeah, just anything funny like that happened when you were starting to train.
Oh, I do remember. we were like when I first started, like it was in the mat room at first. Like it was pretty much like always separate, like new people in the mat room, and then more experienced people in the ring room doing actual stuff. I remember like a couple weeks in, 2-3 weeks in, and we got told, okay, go like take it's just the end of the session, go take your first like bumps in the ring. I was like, oh god. And at this point, like 17-year-old Connor is just like anxiety ridden, like just terrified it being in front of people. So then like all the like Ryan's and Dino and everyone was like stood at, because they'd finished their training. It's just, oh, we're gonna hop in the ring quickly, and they're all stood there as well. Like 6 of us got in the ring, and it's like, okay, take your bumps, and I was like, okay, front and back, we're okay, and then like go to do a flip bump, and just seeing the fact like how many people watch me. It's not really that many. It's probably like 10 people are looking at me, and I could do a flip bump fine, like even like then, of course, and when I do it, and just like panicked so much that I just didn't rotate enough and just like hit the back of my head like just on the floor, and that was just like nice.
Oh
It's
no.
not what you want, and it's like it wasn't even that it didn't like rock me or anything. I was just like, that is the first thing that like all of these like more experienced people have seen me do. Basically, nice, love that.
Oh god.
But it's a thing. It's one of those things that like it was stuck in my head at the time, but like they probably none of them probably remember it at all, because
Oh, yeah, they'll have
you
forgotten that like
yeah
almost straight away.
yeah you remember your own embarrassments, but like you don't remember other people's, and other people's don't remember you unless it's like your close friends and it's like really really major or funny or whatever. But like most of the time when you feel like really embarrassed about something, it's like no one else cares really.
Yeah. Like the time that Bubbery Dudley went for a fist bump and I went for a handshake, and we kind of just ended up like that. Honestly, that still wakes me up at like 2 a.m. But Big Bully Ray's not thinking about that, is he? Do you know what I mean?
No, things like that actually happen in wrestling shows quite a lot, when you have to like go shake everyone's hand and that, and some people will fist bump or like a high five or something, or shake. And so it's just like sometimes it can be like, oh wait, oh.
Oh, that actually happened to me at Anarchy.
Anarchy.
Oh, yeah. So Johnny Lyons came out, right? And he was going in the crowd and he went to high five me. But then I can't remember what happened. Like, did I go for a fit? Like, something happened where like we just were stuck in the middle and our hands were like that. And he just grabbed my shoulders and went, "Ah!" And I was like, okay. It was really awkward.
See, honestly, I don't get embarrassed often, right? It's like I'm the kind of person I only get embarrassed over dumb things, but see the fact of like the whole high five thing, that's the thing that gets me. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. See, as soon as someone's coming over, I'm like, what's the other 5 people in front of me done? I can't overthink it. These are the things that I overthink about, which is dumb.
You do
So
always
So at the
miss
last
out.
show, I just made your anxiety really bad by doing that.
Yep.
Honestly, like you nearly killed me off. So you did, that was it. I was
Thing is-
sitting there deceased.
The thing is though, like you miss high fives all the time. Like I've noticed it. Like see when someone comes round to high five, I'm always let's go, and you always miss it. Like
Right. Do you know why? Right. And I'm going to admit it. So there's certain people I'll be like, yes, getting about it. But then there's other people where I'm not going to high five them. I'm not playing the game, but there's this weird thing where they hover in front of me. And by the time that I put my hand up, they've then moved on because it's been too long. So it's awkward. So I always go, oh, shame, I've missed out. That's fine because I'm in control of it. But see if I go for it and they don't get it, that honestly, that kills me, right? Hence why I was ready to absolutely get in the ring and batter you, Connor. I was like, I can't believe he's done this to me. He has left me hanging. That is it.
For like
Done.
half a second.
Yeah, then I was like, oh, we're back being friends again.
also time goes so slowly. Like seeing the situations, right? Like who was it? It was like I think it was in Chaos, right? And Omar comes out and he like went for a fist bump, right? And in my head, it felt like it took me about 3 years to recognize that he wanted a fist bump and do it. And then he sent me the video of it, and it was literally like 2 seconds, if
Yeah.
that. But in my head, I'm like, oh my god, I was just sat there like that. Oh, we'll do.
So would you say your Bubbery Dudley like moment is the most embarrassing moment that you've had interacting with someone?
It's up there until I remember the other one. But yeah, it's up
Oh,
there.
God.
It's definitely up there.
What's the other one?
Oh no, I'm just saying like there'll be another one eventually.
Oh, right.
in my head.
Oh, I was
But
like, is there one we don't
Worst
know
one
about?
so far.
It's the worst one that I remember. Yeah, there's probably a suppressed one in there somewhere.
What about
deep
you,
down.
Connor? What do you think your worst moment might have been? Like meeting someone?
Well, in wrestling.
Yeah.
Or
like an awkward moment you were like, this was just dead awkward.
there's probably plenty, because I can be quite awkward at times, but I can't.
Really, me, I think I've had loads. I think my worst one, if I'm being totally honest, is probably Billy Gunn. Where he just he tried to call me out. So basically, I went up so I got tickets to meet him in Paisley of all places, right? So I was like pure buzzing to meet him, massive Billy Gunn fan growing up. And then when I finally got to meet him, so it was like a row of people. So I met Jack Jester, I met Grado, it was all cushy. Then I met Billy Gunn and I met him and he went, "Are you even old enough to know who I am?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was started quizzing me as if to be like, "Do you know who I am?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." And then he just started being like, "What about this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know that." And he just kept asking me loads of questions. I was like, "What are you doing?" He went, "I'm only joking with you." But then he was saying just, "I'm only joking." And I was like, "What's going on here?" And my friend was just laughing, being like, "Yeah, he didn't believe you knew who he was. Like, he was just trying to like get a rise out of you." And I was like, "I was just trying to say hello." And he was like, "Do you remember when I did this?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So that was your most awkward.
I think so. Either that or Lita, where
Not Mickey James.
oh, she's an absolute cow. Don't even start me on her. Honestly, she's just.
I'll
an
say I
absolute
love Mickey James.
walloper.
Never met her, but I love Mickey James.
So did I. That's the thing. I pure loved her, and then she was an absolute cow. And
The
then
fact she did you for 60 quid as well is the best part.
do you know the worst part is? See, straight after it, I was like a wee bit starstruck with it, and I was like, "Oh, it was fine." But see, the more I thought about it, where I went, "Nah, she was a cheeky cow." And then I got raging, and I was proper raging, and then it was just oh. And I think it was worse because Trish was so nice, and I was like, if anyone was going to be a diva, I would accept it off Trish. Like, see if Trish wanted to beat the shit out of me, I probably would have accepted it because I love her so much, right? But the fact that Mickey James had an attitude problem where she had like 3 people wanting to meet her, I was like, get over yourself, doll. But no, Lita was weird because I don't know if I've said this story before. So I had a t-shirt on, so I had like it was like a proper like old school like 90s t-shirt that I got somewhere, which is a whole other story how I got that top. And she was like, "Oh, I like your top. Who's that?" And she went, "Lol, it's me." And I was like, "What?" And then she just started like rubbing my back and all that, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Wait,
hi.
yeah, you made that sound really weird. You made that sound really weird, as if she just came up behind you and started going, "Ooh, ooh, rub your back."
No, honestly, I love her so much. Like, I would run away with her. Like, I love her so much.
I feel like there's quite a few people now you said you just leave Kyle for that are
Yeah,
wrestlers.
seems
yeah,
to
there
me.
is quite
Yeah.
a few.
Pete Dunne, Lita.
Oh no, Pete Dunne is like, honestly, it's disgusting how much I fancy him. Like, we have spoken about this before. I get slagged on the daily of everyone that I ever tell. No one else thinks he's good looking.
Oh no, he's a very good looking man.
Honestly, I don't know what it is, but he is my ultimate favourite person in the world. So
Ultimate favorite person in the world. Fiance's like right there.
he
Yeah.
knows, like, to be fair, he knows, right? Before we started going out, I told him that I fancied Pete Dunne. If Pete Dunne ever rang my doorbell, somehow, if he found where I stayed, it would be game over. Do you know what I mean?
That'd be worrying though. Like he's like, "I just found out where you live." Okay.
I think he's very attractive, but I don't think I'd let him in my house if he just turned up.
We are very different people, Connor. I would let him in. It's like, there's only a small list of people. Him,
Nah, I definitely would.
Trish Stratus, because we're
Pete Dunne.
best friends. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you're on
Jeff
first
Hardy.
name.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy. He could come in my house anytime.
What was
Yeah,
Smack?
Yeah,
you
it's fine. I will make
Oh, you got
him
any
better.
spoons I can borrow?
Yeah.
Aye, no danger.
Kyle, I honestly don't you start me. And do you know who
I
else?
just want you to piss in a cup from.
Mate,
Sorry.
I would. I'll be honest, I would.
Yeah,
Rhea Ripley.
there's plenty of wrestlers that last for weirder stuff than that.
True. Rhea Ripley, honestly, I would let her steal me.
Oh no, same.
Steal-
Same. She can
Yeah.
just pick me up under an arm and just run.
She makes me question my sexuality very strongly. Do you know what I mean? Like, I fancy her so badly. I love Rhea Ripley. Like, I'm obsessed with her. I'm just going to put it out there. Which me and Kyle have spoken about before. I'm like, honestly, like, I love her. Like, but she's the goal. She's how I want to look one day. Like, could you imagine being that strong?
No.
Do you know what I would love, Kaylee?
Never imagine it.
Do you know what'd be hilarious, right? See, like next summer, right? Because obviously wrestlers won't have the wee little gap in kind of the summer between Anarchy and Battle of Nations, where like there's a few months off, right?
Yeah.
I would love it, right? if you just got fucking jacked in that time, right? And just show up to like Battle of the Nations just like fucking huge, like Hulk Hogan huge. It's
Oh.
like,
Could
right,
you
lads,
imagine?
and don't reference it.
No, I've always said, see if I ever got like fully jacked, which one day, if I ever get motivated, might, right, just for a giggle, I would,
Giggle.
I would honestly, I would cosplay as China like all the time.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
all the time. Just I wouldn't reference that either. I'd dye my hair black and just turn up, just dress like China.
Can't
What?
imagine you with black hair.
Oh, I've had every colour of hair.
That's true.
I know.
Like
Like I forgot what, like, I remembered you had pink hair, but like I forgot what it looked like until I went to listen to last podcast, and like on Spotify the photo was still with you as pink hair,
yeah.
and I was
So
just like, oh yeah, I remember you had it, but I just can't remember what you looked like with it.
that was the day before we went to the Christmas show and at Halloween, and I thought I'm going to do my hair so I don't look so messed up going
The
there.
Christmas show at Halloween.
Oh, I meant the Christmas show in Aberdeen. The Christmas show in Aberdeen. Sorry, this room's really warm. It's got to me. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I just dyed my hair pink? So I did. And then 10 minutes later, I regretted it. But we moved on.
That was a good show.
But that photo on Spotify is actually no flex. That's the photo of me meeting Cody Rhodes. That I cropped Cody Rhodes and put Kyle in for the Spotify thing.
Sorry.
Well, you did it, sorry.
You cropped it.
You may have guessed from watching this podcast, I don't do a lot of the work. I let Kyle run with it.
Kaylee shows up once a week, says some stuff, and goes, you deal with that. Right, and you go.
So is this going to be the first time you guys have done three podcasts in a row?
Yeah.
It might actually be. I think 3 might be our limit. 3 might be where we usually stop.
3's my lucky number, so
Me too.
started in that. Oh,
There you go.
Not me.
Kyle doesn't care for the number 3. But on that note, maybe we should bring it back to yourself.
No, but can I just say something, right? Before we go back to Connor, see the number 3.
Yeah.
Do you not feel like the number 3 is like a salt and vinegar crisp?
what's wrong with salt and vinegar crisp?
There's nothing wrong with a salt and vinegar crisp, but I feel like it's like a 3 is like a Wednesday.
What? Aye, it's the third day.
Not even that. It just feels the same.
Aye, but rest on training on a Wednesday's great. Wednesdays can be good. Just make of it what you will.
3's my lucky number because I was born on the 3rd.
3. I couldn't even tell you why 3's my lucky number at this point. It just has been since I was like 6, and I don't remember why at this point.
No, but it's like, I don't know why, but it's like the number 14 feels like an odd number. Do you get me?
I don't think you know what odd numbers are.
It just
right.
feels like it.
Kyle, I think
But I kind of know what you mean by 14, but I don't know why.
How's that even? It doesn't make any sense.
Because you can divide it.
a
you know-
14 seems like a Thursday.
See? There we go. That's the thinking I want.
What's going on here? What's the goalie doing, Tam?
I think I had a
What we
question
doing?
to ask Haley before I started talking and
No,
whatever I was talking in.
I was just going on to let's take it back to Connor. Do you know what I mean? But do you know what we'll do?
Who?
We'll take exactly who's that?
I'll just go.
We'll take a minute, right? So, do you know what I think would be a good segue? See, before we get into your wrestling side of it again, since we've already roasted you about
I
stuff.
don't like to talk about wrestling.
Well, exactly. We have something else I want to ask you about. So, you know how you were saying you don't really watch many movies? Well,
Yeah.
like you've been roasted for before, like I've been roasted for about music and bands, right? So I love music, but again, I don't listen. Well, I listen to a lot of bands, but not any of the bands that everyone else seems to talk about. So I get roasted often for not knowing who certain people are. I know you get this, I know. So we thought
This isn't just like an online thing. This is at training all the time. Like they'll be playing music and I'll just be like, "Oh, it's a band, right?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." And I'm just like,
right, well, do you know something, right? To be honest, I used to be on your side a wee bit and I was, that's a bit harsh, right? I'm like that. But then I was trying to make you listen to like Paramore and I was like, big man, what do you mean you don't know who they are?
I didn't say I didn't know who Paramore was.
There was a song that came on and you had no idea who it was.
So
And I
it's- what? There's the difference between not knowing who they are and not knowing a song.
Yeah, it was one of their most famous songs. I was like, come on.
Sorry.
It was Misery Business.
I thought.
Right. So anyway, exactly.
Bands.
Right. Well, do you not listen to any bands? Like even, I don't know, you don't even have to be like rock or whatever bands. Do you even listen to like Girls Aloud?
Well, okay. There's a difference between groups and bands.
Okay.
See, I said this.
I was trying to say they can be the same, I suppose.
No, I think they are very distinctly different.
Okay. So you don't listen to any?
Well, let's not. I didn't even realize until this whole thing came about like last year that I didn't listen to bands.
Yeah.
And then I realized to myself, I was like, there'll be songs of bands
Yeah.
that I will listen to,
Yeah.
but I realize like I don't listen to any bands extensively. Ryan seems to think I somehow said that I've never heard a band in my life. That's what he always says. Like, you've never. I was like, no, that's not what I said. But no, I don't know. Just don't seem
Yeah.
to listen to bands somehow.
See, I'm all right with that, to be fair, because like I said, I do listen to some bands, but I feel like I don't listen to the same music everyone else does. So Kyle always roasts me for the music choices I have, and he says I catfished him when we got together.
Yes, this is my point. You
Cat-
catfish
Through
right?
music.
Yes, right. So Kaylee shows up with bright red hair, right? So already I'm thinking, yes, goth chick, right? Then she's
Okay.
then she's posting photos of her in the cat house. So I'm like, even better, right? Then she's like, oh yeah, my favorite band's Tonight Alive. Blah, blah. I was like, holy shit! Like, she actually is a goth. Brilliant. And then, yeah, I met her and she's not.
And then I listen to like rap music all the time and Amy Winehouse and like stuff like that.
Oh,
and
Amy
Kyle's like,
Winehouse is.
yes, she is the best singer in the world, and I will not take any other answer to that. But I do like music like you like, Kyle. So I do like kind of like pop punk and all that, but not to the extent that you do. So yeah, he always says that I catfish him, that I don't listen to the type of bands he thought I would listen to. But I do like, I don't know, like I feel like whatever I say now, I'm going to sound like an old lady, just like listing bands. But I do like Sleep with Sirens, Pure Seville. Like we're going to go and see them at the end of the year. To be fair, we are also going to see N-Dubz at the end of the year, so I feel like
Nice.
yeah.
I love that I responded far more from N-Dubz than any band you could say. But yeah.
Well, exactly, like the type of so we've got quite a lot of bands like gigs to go to this year. We've got Cassiette, which so excited to hear her. If you've not listened to her, Connor, I will get you on her. And who else? Wargasm.
Yeah. Well, we're doing thingy, Rise Fest.
Yeah, we are doing Rise Fest as well, which will be pretty interesting. But with that, so we were going to get you to see like who you do listen to, but have you been to any like gigs, concerts? Like, what is your sort
Have you
of
been
genre?
outside? Like, have you?
Yeah. No, I got wrestling. Come sit in my room. That's it.
You go. Places.
So I think I said this on one of Vago's things, but like I have been the first concert I ever went to was the 2000 and what year was it? 8 X Factor tour.
Who was on that one again?
Do you know what's funny? Is the only like whatever year it was the year Jedward was on.
Okay.
I know, right? Who or was it 2009? One of the two. I just I remember because it was in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
One of the probably few times I'd ever been to Aberdeen before meeting a prostitute. And I remember
Edwards.
That's getting clipped
I
right there.
remember. I remember I was on crutches at the time and I can't remember what for. I must have done something. I remember we wanted to leave early to save like me trying to like get through the crowd when so I remember they were performing their last song and I was like hobbling like down the stairs and was like going to the door and on my crutches. And I remember like one of the I was about to say X Factor duo, Jedward. One of the Jedward boys just like noticed me and just like give me a wave as I was like hobbling away like down the side. I was like, oh, that was nice. So that's probably the only reason I can remember that they were there because I don't really remember the concert. I've been to 2 concerts in my life. That and then and then I went to a worse version of that. I went to an off-brand X Factor concert.
Oh,
it was like it wasn't even by like the X Factor. It was like a night with X Factor. and it was just like former contestants, both
Right.
of which I went with my mum and dad, and I've not been at a single concert since.
Oh my god! Right, who was on this one? I need to know who was on the knockoff version. Do you remember?
I
anyone?
don't rem- I have got the. I'll try and find out for you because I've got the ticket on in the drawer in my mum's house. Like so, and it's got like all the names on it, of course. So like, I'll go find out. Same difference is the only one that I can remember, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
only yeah.
I remember them.
That's all. Yeah, that's all I can remember. Were they not brother and sister or something?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've not been to more gigs. Like honestly, I've been to so many gigs. Like in my day, I've saw some random people. But I've
Just
even
I
saw.
don't. I would like to go more gigs, like maybe not bands, but I would like to go to
Yeah.
more just like gigs. But I don't know. It's just not happened.
Oh,
Put it this
honestly.
way, right? I started going to gigs in middle August of 2010, right? And by January of 2011, I had been to over 50 gigs.
That is probably more gigs than I will go to in my lifetime.
Nah, we'll fix that. We'll fix that. I did have a big dry spell, but like, yeah, it doesn't matter who was
Don't we all?
playing. Well, didn't matter who was playing. I'd be like showing up. Oh, here's my £3. Let's go watch some terrible band.
See, I'm a bit more picky. Like I will only go to someone I like seeing. But that was like the
Yeah,
time that
I feel like I'd be the same.
yeah, I ran away at 16 to go to London to see Lady Gaga without our mum and dad going.
Oh,
Who'd
I
you go
I
with?
don't know why I went like that. I don't like love Lady Gaga. I was just the gayness in
Yeah.
me was like, oh, Gaga.
Oh yeah.
course. Oh,
To be fair, I did go with Kitty Brocknell for the X Factor. That's a story and a
That's the
half.
best part of that story.
Yeah, I was in the paper with her because obviously she was in the X Factor just before that, so it was me like posing with her. A whole thing. I'll give you the whole story another time. But I've been to so many gigs, but again, a bit more picky. But I also my flex, which not a flex, a lot of people. I went to the X Factor tour the year that One Direction were on it, and I got 3 front row tickets. And I was like waving at them
you
because, of course, I'm
bitch.
gallus. I was like, I've met them all as well, like a couple of times.
oh, oh,
Yeah.
that's Harry. I like Harry's like my like maybe like number one like celebrity crush.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, later on I'll show you a photo of me meeting Harry Styles. It was
Oh,
in Pizza
people-
Hut in town.
Remember, people on Twitter thought you were going out with him, and you went viral.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Mad.
It was a photo of me meeting him in town, and it went viral. And it was like One Direction fans Brazil were like retweeting me, being like, "Oh, like my Twitter name and Harry Styles, they are together in Glasgow. Why is that? What's going on?" And of course, being me and being like what, like 16 or something, 17, it was fueling my ego. So I was like, "You will never know," and like retweeting it.
Nice.
And I got so
Respect
many
that.
followers off the back of it. And after I was like, "Nah, I just saw him in town and got a cheeky photo with him and got a video of him saying my name. Thought it was funny."
Oh, I wish I had a video of him saying my name.
Honestly, he's
you know-
so nice. He
do you know what-
smells so good.
Do you know my favourite part about this, right? Is just imagining some of the WrestleZone guys listening to this, just like shaking with anger, just like talk about Metallica, talk about Slayer, fucking One Direction.
Oh, 100%. Like a few of them have just been sat for like 10 minutes, just like
This is
they
not
having
okay.
this.
Steam coming off their head.
It's just me. This has just been me talking about meeting a prostitute, not liking films and not liking bands.
This is
Yeah.
where we want the podcast to really go. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Take it at Wrestle Factory because we don't need to talk about wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
of
are
course
not your
But-
we are not your average like wrestling podcast. We go places no one else goes.
Yeah. It's
Do you
a
know what I mean?
versatile podcast.
We talk about anything. So with that then, so we know that you've not really been to gigs as such, but if you ever want to change that, you know I'm always up for a gig, so you just
Sounds
hit me
good.
up.
I would have to like the person. I don't think I could just go to like a random gig.
That's like me. I'm really bad for that. Kyle will go and see
Yeah.
anyone. I am a bit pickier than that. I need to at least know the tune, get a wee dance.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think I would enjoy going to see someone if I like didn't know the songs.
Exactly. But I'm kind
I'd
of like that
like-
with wrestling as well,
yeah.
to be quite honest. I need to at least know
Yeah.
someone on it that I like, because I can't just go and watch just anyone, which I know is bad. That's why I like to actually know someone that's going to be in the show.
What to be
So-
like gripped into what's happening.
I just want to at least cheer for someone. Otherwise, why be sitting there being like, well, there you go. Wherever you go, you just tell us, right? I don't like just sitting and not really knowing because it could be good, but see if I don't care about anyone that's
Yeah.
on it, it's just not the same. I think I said this before. I was like, I like.
Well,
to
their job
know-
is to make you care.
Well, exactly. And there's too many shows I've been to where they don't want to be there, so neither do I. But Kyle won't let me leave because it's rude.
Yeah, especially when you're
Is
front
that
row.
because Aspen's in the main event?
Mate, that's happened a couple of times. Kyle's like, we need to go. Aspen's here, and I'm like, we're gonna get a restraining order.
Can you imagine just like getting up mid-match and just leaving? Like that would be the funniest thing ever. Not for you guys, I guess. That would be your worst nightmare. But that'd be
Oh,
so
there's
funny.
just no seats. There's just empty seats for my match. Why? They not want to see me.
That would be like, see, if I was a wrestler, that would be like my biggest fear. Is like my entrance music hits, I just see people get up and walk away. I'd be like, no.
Oh, it's the toilet break match. All right, off we go.
no.
Yeah, that would be heartbreaking. To be fair, if I just seen like my music played and everyone's just walking out, I'd just be like,
That
cool.
would be the
I guess
worst.
I'd just do my match and leave.
You know what I think would be really funny? So like, you know how like they've got like all female wrestling promotions and stuff like that. It'd be really funny if they just booked like 2 guys on a show and called like the piss break match.
Oh yeah.
It'd be really funny on that. And they got the guys in the show, and like the guys did like those shite matches that like the Divas used to do back in the day. Like
To be
fucking
fair, isn't that every Ronin King match?
Oh, shots fired. Pow pow. Actually, hold on a minute. You're calling it Ronan, but every match he's had has been my good boy Mickey Vago. So I don't know who you're trying to slag here.
Not every match. Yeah, because they've been pretty good because Vego's had to carry him through.
exactly, it's an average, isn't it? You know what I mean, so
Oh.
like,
I feel like we're going to have to get Ronan on now to try and defend his honour after this.
Nah.
we're gonna have to rebrand as like a shoot interview. Fucking just Ron's a prick.
Can you clip that and just put that at the start? Just you saying Ronan's a prick.
Yep,
Thank you.
100%.
There we go.
That'll hook him in. That'll hook him right in.
To be fair,
Um,
you're not wrong.
Well,
That's
I
good.
mean,
That's going
that
to
is
get
true.
DM straight to him. Like, we're just going to be like, by the way, we only spoke about one thing during this podcast and just send in the clip. Ronan's a prick. And he'll be like, no,
He
we've all
would
said
just
it.
be happy. He would just be happy we're speaking about him.
Well, that's fair.
Sure.
His ego's
Okay.
already like out to here. We don't need to
Oh,
do
you
anymore.
don't even know. You don't.
I love how
joking.
you were sitting there like you've been through it. You're like, honestly, you'll never guess. I've been through it. Like, I know. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
I've got to put up with him every day.
I do feel sorry for you. Like,
I know, right?
that's no fair. Like, you should get maintenance for that.
At least you get breaks in between wrestling shows. Like,
That is true, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
poor
didn't think of it
soul.
that way.
I'm joking. In all honesty, I do hate him.
But actually, that kind of takes us on. Let's go back into your wrestling performance, right? So, am I correct in saying that you debuted at Summer House Showdown in 2019 with an open challenge against
You are
Krisha?
correct. You are correct. Yes.
Kyle does the research and I pull out the fat.
This is all news to Kaylee. There's part of me that wishes I wrote complete nonsense, right? You imagine-
Oh, do that one time, please. I wish you'd done that now.
Because I'll be like, dunno. I'm too honest for my own good. I'd be like, I have no idea.
Was that the first time you've read it, just live?
No, Kyle told me before, but you know why I don't know? Because
Sure,
let's go
like
back onto my topic before. There's no way to watch it online, so how am I meant to know?
Well, Kaylee, if you buy the DVD, right? Come on.
Shove your DVDs up your arse, honestly.
Connor's like, my views do not represent WrestleZone.
It's me thrown first. I don't.
I'm not talking about this.
I'm not involved. But anyway,
Really are
let's not
saying
talk
thrown
about
first
that.
because technology is not my thing.
So let's go into. So how did you feel about your debut? What was
You must have
your
been shitting
reaction?
yourself.
Aye.
Well, I was shitting myself, but I also didn't have long to shit myself. That's a weird sentence. Because I didn't know the match was happening until like 2 days before. So at least I didn't have like weeks and weeks of anxiety.
That's true.
But then I had major anxiety for like 2 days
Oh yeah.
or 3
that's
days
not
or
good.
however long it was. 'Cause I didn't know what was happening. I see like Crusher Creep open invitation, I like seen it online. I was like, oh cool, he's come back. And then I got told that I seen that for weeks, and I didn't even think to ask anyone who his opponent was. I was just like, oh, he's come back, he'll face someone. And then it was Ryan came up like at training, was like, oh, so you're answering Crusher's open challenge, and I was like, good one. And then he kept saying it, and I was just like, he's taking a piss. And then it's Zach as well was like, oh no, you are, like, actually. And then like I found out I actually was, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm actually gonna be wrestling. So I like, because like I got asked like in advance if I was gonna be at that show, but I thought it was
Yeah.
just to help out. So I was like, yeah, I can be at that show if like they need a person to staff or whatever. Little did I know staffing would turn into a match.
Oh my god, that's
It's
quite
not
intense. It's an intense way to debut, but I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like I don't think my name as well, Connor, would have ever changed. Like I don't know why wrestling. Like I can't imagine not being called Connor. It just doesn't translate in my brain. Like if
Yeah.
I like picked my like wrestling and be like Tyler, and like the whole crowd was going like, well, the whole crowd. God, I'm being ambitious there. Like a lot of people were going like Tyler. I don't think I would get like the same mental thing. Like I think I need my first name at least just now to be the same. So, but I didn't have time anyway to think of a different name. So my name was just my name.
Yeah.
And it just sort of happened. In my head, I was like, oh my god, I don't have gear, and then I was like, doesn't make sense for me to have gear. He's literally been like, oh, you from merch, come fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like that.
And I
"Who,
just
me?"
stood there, shirtless, full gear on, like, oh, you're wanting me? Okay, no. I did find it funny as well because they were like, just act like you're fucking petrified. You know, Crusher Crabes just picked you, this big intimidating guy. He's just picked you out. You're gonna be petrified, and I was like, trust me, I won't need to act petrified. I will be petrified. It's fine. I will just be myself until I get in the ring. I'm just like,
God, of all people as well to like call you out, that must have been intimidating. I'd be shitting myself.
it was. And the thing is, like, it was supposed to just be like complete squash, like on his first match back. It was supposed to be, you know, he gets a squash match in his first match back, just makes him look like a monster. And then I think they just wanted to give me like experience in front of a crowd, which I
Mhm.
was very grateful for, just to have my first match. But I will forever be grateful for the crowd that was there that night, because like before he even got in the ring, like they, you know, Crusher pointed at me, and then the whole crowd was just going, like, 'cause my hair was, you know, like platinum blonde at the time. Even back then, it was like the whole crowd was, well, as I was walking out of the ring looking petrified because I was, the whole crowd was just going, blonde haired boy, and then like Martin was like, so what's your name? I was like, oh, it's Connor. And then it's Connor, and the whole like was really lucky the fact that the crowd were very loud and receptive to a match. But I was also very lucky the fact that Crusher, like, it was supposed to just be a squash match, and he could have just squashed me easily, of course, and no one would have said anything. But he let me get in a fair amount of offense for the short match for what it was,
Yeah.
which made the crowd get more behind me. And then from that, it was like, it was supposed to be like one and done. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is your first match, get in front of a crowd, and then take it from there, see how you do or whatever. And then by the time because he destroyed me, he got to the back first, and I was just lying there. People helped me at the back after he destroyed me. And by the time I'd got back and spoke to people, it was like, oh yeah, you guys, by the way, now you're gonna have a year-long feud, and then after that, you're gonna be tag team champions. And I was just like, what has just happened? Like, in the space of like 4 days, I found out I'm having a match to, you've got a year-long feud to, but at the end of it, you'll become a team and win tag titles. I was just like, it's very overwhelming.
No, I think that might be one of the best debuts that I've heard, to like
It
have
was,
that sort of like payoff
eh,
from it.
yeah, it went great. And like, probably it's like a match, like I watch it now and I'm just like, oh, it wasn't the best match. It was fine for my first match, like completely fine. But like more, I don't even remember like what the moves we done or whatever we done. I just remember the feeling and the energy from the crowd. And like, I remember lying there after he pinned me or whatever, and I was just like, fuck, I want to do that again. Like, it's just like a bug. Like, people talk about it being like a bug. And it's not the moves or anything you feel. It's like, it's just like, I just remember the feeling of like the crowd, like chanting for my name or wanting me to win. You know, it's just like that energy that I felt like I was feeding off of at the time. Just remember that.
That's good.
Yeah, it's mental. I think Kaylee's frozen. By the way,
Yeah.
of things.
My camera's
just-
just died. It's just doing my nothing.
That's fine. We can still hear you. That's the most important part. Like, no, that must because I feel like most people when like they debut, it's kind of like right, a wee random match on like a pre-show or something like that, or like something just get out there, get a bit of experience, all that stuff. Not like, oh yeah, this guy is like one of the biggest deals here. He's also double
Main
your
event in the
size.
ballroom. Yeah,
Yeah,
former champ, W size, all this. Yeah.
Yeah, just have fun with that. He's just gonna batter fuck at you, and then you can see what happens from there. Like,
Thing is, I never even really spoke to him properly before because like he very much, and rightfully so for however long he's doing it. You know, he Chris doesn't like wasting his time chatting to loads of like all the new trainees. You know, especially because he wouldn't have been in when all the new people come in. So like for him to actually chat to you, you've had to be going there for quite a long time, and we probably spoke like a couple times, but like not like extensively. So then like planning the match, I was I was quite intimidated, but he was lovely, and let me get in some stuff to make me look good, which was very grateful because if that match hadn't gone as well as it did, I don't know when my next match would have been or whatever would have happened after that because
Yeah.
that was then. I mean, until Anarchy, I was with him. Either as against or with. So
Well, with that, then, does that not feel that kind of takes on to the next part for you? So now this is your first time being on your own. So how do you feel about that now? Since your debut, you're getting to be on your own 2 feet. So what's that
I'm
like?
excited. Excited to show what I can do. Away from Crusher. But I'm also sad, like, because I spent like pretty much so far like all my wrestling journey with him, either against or with, like I said. So I'm sad that he's not there anymore in a sense, but I also it feels like the safety net is away, Not that I felt like I needed it, especially like after we came back, but I loved teaming with him. But it's exciting for it to not be there and to see what happens now.
I think it'll be really exciting to really see who you are, who Connor is like on his own. Do you know what I mean? And even then,
Yeah.
I said before, I was like seeing you, even just since you came back from summer, like you, like just I don't know. There's a lot that just seems to be changed. Like I don't know if it's just the way you're carrying yourself. You seem like you've just got like this whole different kind of vibe with you. Like even in the ring, I know you said you weren't feeling too well at the last show, but I just felt like you're just a lot more intense. And I don't know if this is what we can see your first time back. I personally am quite excited to see what you do kind of going forward. So
Yeah, I'm glad very glad that match went as well as it did, concern I took one bump and thought I'd shit myself.
first match as well.
Genuinely.
That would have really been a bit of a dampener on the
I
evening.
know. Like honestly, I've seen the footage back and like it's so funny. Just watch, like, take one bump and I'm just like, did I shit myself? And then immediately, like after the match is finished, just stand up and go to Mikey the ref and just go, can you check quickly? Did I shit myself? And he's like, what?
the
It's
fact
like
that you have white
he
hair
looked.
as well.
I know, and it's like it's purple and white, but like right, like where the shit would be if I shit myself is white. Very unfortunate. But no, it was because like even since we came back from shows last year, like that was only my second singles match. So it was nice. I mean, I'm gonna miss him. I do miss him. Like just being there. It's weird. It's weird just doing the entrance by myself.
Yeah.
Now. Just getting high five from everyone apart from Kaylee.
It's okay.
She did try. I mean,
I actually
she
tried
did.
this time. You were one of those people I put my hand out for and I got scared, but it's okay.
Oh, you
I
might.
remember.
Oh, you might get one next time.
Maybe might not ask for one. Do you know what I mean? So
I'll go. Are you? And you'll be like, hey.
I know I might do it back, but no, like I said, I get it. It must be difficult, or at least strange to not have him there, considering that was like a big part of it. But again, I think it's really good for you where you're going just now and the momentum you were getting to really see you on your own. See what that means. So I kind of want to find out, like, what does that mean? Like, so now you are on your own. Do you have did you have any, for example, a dream match or anyone you would maybe like to face, even not just in like WrestleZone, anyone you would like to just face and have that match with, something a bit different?
That's why I was literally about to say, like, do you mean in wrestling or just in general?
Kaylee.
Kaylee, yeah, just batter her.
Do you know something? We're going to recreate this, right? We're going to have it. I'm going to go train. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have an open challenge. I'm going to come in, but do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to batter you. Right? You're
Nah,
gonna
but
get
I won't.
battered
I won't.
twice.
I won't be as nice as Crusher. I'll be like, oh, you can get this offense, and they just.
Honestly, could you imagine that? No, do you know what will actually happen? Screw that. You need a tag team partner. Me and you. We'll be the new besties, right? We'll come out. We'll both have our blonde hair. We'll be a tag team.
No,
We'll
you
be
know
like,
how
Blonde anymore.
yeah, but I'll get you back blonde. Don't worry.
you know how
Yeah.
like in wrestling, obviously, if you're in the ring and like something goes a bit awry, like you just kind of got to work through it, right?
Yeah.
See if something happened that Kaylee didn't like and she was wrestling, she would just leave. She would just go, nah, fuck this,
True.
I'm off.
100% sure.
Yeah,
But,
everyone knows me too well these days.
Dream matches, like even in WrestleZone, there's like so many people that I would love to have like singles matches with, like all the Foundation boys, because
Yeah.
they're all ridiculously good. No, I mean they're pricks. But like all of them are great. But like just in wrestling, like the number one person I would want to face on a show has to be Ronan.
I think you
Just
two
because I
would
hate
be
him
really
so
good.
much, I just want to punch him in the face.
Oh, 100%. Honestly, I think you two would have such a good match together.
Oh.
Like,
Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
Like
I
we've had
think
we've
it
had
will.
we've had a lot of matches this year, just like in training or gala or something. So like, I think we'll like if we ever get a match or anything on a show, you know, I think we'll be able to produce something good.
Yeah. No, I think that'll be really good. Like I said, I think it'll be really interesting to see the sort of direction you go because, as I said, from what I saw last time was really interesting. And again, what style you get, because just now I know the style I always say, and I've said from day one, the kind of style that you give me is kind of like Eddie Guerrero style, but you
My
said that
favourite.
was yeah, you said that was just an absolute coincidence, and I was like, I know more. I genuinely love Eddie Guerrero, and I was like, oh, he's doing all these wee bits that Eddie does. Like, that's really cool. To turn out, it was not on purpose, and you're not even like don't
I
even
just
care
love some
that
of this.
much.
I
Yeah,
just love Rita Titty Shake.
yeah, but you also did a bit
Um,
of the Three Amigos as well, and I was like, what's going on
No, I
here?
don't. No, I don't. Do you know what's funny?
You did once. Did you not do it once?
No, no. Do you
Have
know
you
what's so
not?
funny?
Right, I've made that up then.
Do you know what's so funny is like our first show back, the first show you ever came to, it was me and Crusher versus Ted and Omar, and it was I can't remember. Apologize because I can't remember. It's either Eddie Guerrero's birthday or the anniversary of him passing away. I can't remember which one it was. But Omar gave me the Three Amigos in that match.
Oh, that'll be what it is then. Because I remember, because I done Eddie Guerrero, my jumper on, my Latino Heat one, because it was that. So then I was like, oh, I loved it. And then you came out and you were doing all that. And I was like, oh, he loves Eddie. This is brilliant. And then after that, you were like,
Seen like
nah.
very few Eddie matches, which I shouldn't see. See, I do some things that are like I do like the big like arm drag from the top rope, which is very Eddie.
Yeah.
I love hitting a frog splash, although I don't hit it like Eddie. I hit it like tadpole splash. But yeah, there's some things. But I actually do need to go watch more. Like there's, I didn't go like I do need to see more wrestling in a weird way. I actually find it with wrestling. I find it really difficult to watch stuff that isn't live. I don't know why, but like I'm like find wrestling 100 times more entertaining if I know I'm watching it live. When it's like even if I like miss a pay-per-view that I really wanted to see, even if it's like the next day, I'm just like, yeah,
It's not the same.
I'll watch it or I'll watch some things, but it's just like I don't know, just watching it live, like I don't this that sense of like, oh, we're all watching it together or something, you know, you don't know what could happen or something like that. I just find it like I still watch wrestling, but like
Yeah.
I find it so much easier to watch it when it's live, even though it'll be like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no, I'm the exact same. I feel that when you watch it live, it's the whole anything could happen, and it's this the kind of rush of it because you don't know what's going on. Whereas watching it back, I have to really want to see it. But every so often, I love just going. Kyle hates it. I love just going on the network and watching the really obscure, like proper old wrestling. And Kyle's like, "This is
Sorry,
just shit."
sorry. Just to preface this for the people who actually like wrestling, she's referring to like 98 Raw. Like she's not referring to really old, obscure wrestling. She's
No,
That's
referring
before I
to
was born.
the most popular period of wrestling
No, but
ever.
No, but even then, no, but what I mean is like Kyle will be like, oh, he'll want to watch like the big pay-per-views, like the big matches that everyone talks about. But I mean, I will put on like a random episode of like February, like 1998's Raw, and I'll just watch it. And Kyle's like, what are you watching that for? Like, there's nothing exciting happens. And I'm like, I just want to see what goes on. Like, what's
Yeah, because
that?
instead we could watch Wrestling Pro Wrestling.
You didn't know that existed.
I do want to see
the other
this, to
day.
be fair.
Oh.
So there's like, see with me, unless it's like ridiculously like stupid funny wrestling or like horrific deathmatch wrestling, I'm kind of like, like there needs to be something about it.
Yeah,
Like it needs to be on either end of the scale for me.
we both like very different genres of wrestling. Like, I just like being entertained, and I love like a lot of like
Sports
don't know.
entertained.
No, I love like a lot of like
I don't know why I find this so funny.
Kyle will sit and watch death matches all day, right? Which is just there's a time and place for it. It's just no for me. I like a lot of like mat wrestling and all that and like really getting in about it, and Kyle just doesn't like watching that either. So I like a bit of everything. And there's certain people that I love watching, like I said, like watching Eddie Guerrero, which you do need to watch more of him. I feel like he's just so entertaining. There's just always something, and you're like, that's just amazing. Like it just keeps you entertained. And also when
I know,
was
I know,
younger-
I know he's great. I just haven't
Yeah.
seen enough of them.
I think as well, it was me and my brother used to love watching him because we love cars. So see when we come out in the lowriders and all that, honestly, his cool points just went up even higher that we were just like, oh, we love this. I remember when we were younger, we tried to convince my dad to buy one of them and he's like, where do you think I'm getting the money? And where do you think I'm getting one of these in Glasgow? And I was like, but could you get one? Because I think it'd be dead cool to take me to school. And he was like, no. It was a Saudi Arabia show where The Undertaker was there. And I went, isn't it funny? And again, this is where I just say dumb shit, right? Because my ADHD brain's like, just fucking say it. But I was like, isn't it funny how you've got like the two biggest wrestlers in the world? Like one is Hulk Hogan, who's like, eat your vitamins, and then you've got like The Undertaker, who's like, eat my arse, right? I don't know.
Sorry, Kyle, can you like, can you do like? It doesn't even have to be for the intro. Can you just clip Kaylee saying, and then you have the Undertaker going, "Oh, eat my ass." I'm so glad that's recorded because that is the best thing I've ever heard. Like thank you so much for
right?
providing that into my life.
So I don't know why I said this. This was like one of those
Sorry,
high thoughts.
One of those high thoughts.
I don't know why my brain said it. My brain just said it, right? And then the thing is, Kyle laughed so hard. He laughed that then he choked on his laugh. He vomited, and then he started every time he laughed. He started vomiting everywhere.
Oh,
Right?
that's
when
what
he
the
was laughing.
vomiting was.
Yeah,
You mentioned him vomiting from you laughing, but I was curious
Yeah.
as to what that was.
But this is not the worst part. He was laughing so hard, he kept spitting the vomit out. He went to the toilet. There was so much. He clogged my toilet that I had to then go to the shops and get a plunger. And when I came back, he's like, this is what happens when you make me laugh. Right? And it was all because I said The Undertaker said eat my arse.
And we're back.
Why was that not in the podcast?
Oh, don't you worry, I'm putting that in. I'm putting that in.
Oh, please do. Please just put that. Thank you so much. Oh, and we're back.
We're back after our toilet break. As you can tell, the conversation carried on with absolute nonsense.
My ass. Oh, amazing.
So, yeah, that might have seemed like a bit of a shock to the system. Coming back to Kaylee talking about The Undertaker saying "eat my arse."
No, Kyle, you know what's going to happen? People are going to clip me now just shouting eat my arse, right? And that's going to end up on
You
dodgy
keep
websites.
saying it.
Yeah.
Nah, that's the title of this episode. K&K meet Conor Malloy, eat my arse.
I mean, to be honest. Yeah.
That's okay.
Honestly, if you titled it that,
Your mum would be like, sorry.
you know,
What
it's
were
bad.
you just talking about?
You know, it's bad. You know how I paused for a second? I was just like, oh, I forgot my mum's gonna listen to this.
So we've got Conor Malloy on the podcast this week. Highlights include prostitutes.
Oh, we are a bad influence.
You're a bad influence.
Kaylee, you're like nearly 30. You should be a good influence on me.
Fuck off,
Oh,
Connor. That's below the belt. I've got years to go.
Sorry, I was just trying to wind you up earlier when I said that.
Just because you're a child.
Do you know what's funny? Like, I didn't realize you were going for a nap. When you didn't respond then after you went for a nap, I thought I'd actually wind you up, and I was like, oh. I was like, oh, she's really sensitive, like getting to 30, which is close.
Fuck off. Honestly. I hope Ronan batters you, right? I've said it. I'm kidding.
also, we better hope that this podcast blows up, right? Because Kaylee, you've only got a couple more years to be in the 30 under 30 list, so you need something. You need
All
something.
is honestly, fuck off. Everybody is like, I'm sensitive. I'm not that old. Like, stop.
All right, we're all 90s kids.
Yeah, some of us just more than others.
Yeah, I mean, I was only in the 90s for 12 days. Others pretty much a decade.
You're basically still a fetus. Shut up. Nah, do you know what makes it worse? Kyle was younger than me. That's bad, isn't it?
Why is that bad?
No, because now I'm even old. I'm the oldest one here.
I mean, it is quite bad right now because
Yeah.
there's a 2-year age gap just now in number. But obviously, come September, it'll be back to a year. But just now, it seems a lot worse than it actually is.
My mum's birthday.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
And Jim
Yeah.
Cornette's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I slightly care more about my mum's.
Well, I would hope so. Do you know what I mean? It would be nicer.
I don't know, right? Because I think Jim Cornette's right up in like the top. Like, honestly, right, hand on heart, I wish this doesn't happen, right? But honestly, he's going to pass away one day, right? He's getting a bit old, right?
We're all gonna die one day.
Yeah, but I will be devastated when Jim Cornette dies. Like, I might cry. I
Like,
might cry.
Don't
How
you
old
have
is
a
Jim Cornette?
He's, I don't know.
Oh.
He
Early
seems a lot older
60s?
than he is. No, he was in his late 60s, surely. Let's see.
Is he?
Jim Cornette. How
Don't you
old
have
is
a
he?
Jim Cornette figure beside you as well?
How old is he? Oh, no, he's only
Well, I don't
60.
know. I was gonna say the age.
We've got plenty of years. We've got plenty of years, man.
How old is he?
He's only 60. Plenty of years.
Yeah, yeah.
years since Jim Cornette.
When you said late 60s, I was like, fuck, that was a
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah, I thought he was in like his 70s or something.
Like
He-
Kaylee. Sorry.
We're done. Like that's it. Like,
Just
the tag teams broke up before I got together. Do you know what I mean? Like done.
next time I go to give you a high five, I'll just be like, fuck off.
You're just punched square to the face. Like that's it. Like outside interference.
Nah, like Kaylee has to be reminded it's a family show. Kaylee, it's a family show. Please stop swearing at the talent.
I'm making my entrance just like, yeah, come on everyone. And she's like, fuck you, you fucking cunt.
I've got banners. I've got hate signs. I've got a petition.
It's a banner like just saying fuck you cunt, but you've had to like get like 2 of the front rows just to hold it. Everyone's agreed to be like fuck you, Connor.
Yeah, but everyone just play along. It's okay. He knows, and just like roll it out.
It's okay. He'll love it. He'll love it. When he comes
Love
out, he'll be like, yes, they said it.
Yes.
Like an inside thing. Like,
Yeah, WrestleZone have told me to do this. It's fine. Don't worry.
It's what it is. Nah, do you think I can be the first? Well, I won't be the first. There's probably people that have been. I think I can get banned for WrestleZone just heckling you.
oh, people have been banned. But I
I could
mean,
make the list.
by just heckling, maybe.
I don't know. Let's like it's a matter of time before I get.
If you're gonna get banned, then you want to say like such obscene things. At least say them to Ronan, because he's the one that actually deserves them.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll choose my battles. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens next time, right? See what way the wind is blowing.
I feel like
It's not
people
even a
would let-
battle. I just don't like him.
I feel like people would let you say anything about Ronan, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, people
Yeah.
maybe like, "Ah, it's fine, it's him."
He said worse
Yeah.
himself, so.
Yeah. His mum says worse. Like, sorry.
We've spent too much time talking about him. This is about you.
Oh no. Oh,
Tell
no.
him to fuck off. We don't need him.
Oh.
Where were we anyway, in terms of actually?
Eating ass.
Oh, we were eating
Well,
ass. So
Sorry.
after
Sorry.
after that, We were finding out.
I can
who
almost
you-
guarantee this will be the
I love
only.
that. I love the amount of wrestling we've talked about has been about 4%, and I fucking live for it.
I can almost guarantee this will be the only interview we ever do with anyone from WrestleZone where eating ass comes up. Right? I'll put money on that.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
fine with that.
I will raise that, and I'm going to make sure to bring up in every interview now. How do you feel about
You know,
eating ass?
I'll fucking raise you. I don't think it will be.
No, you know how we have a question we ask everyone each week? That's going to be mine. So my question of the week is, how do you feel about it?
So, do you want to eat ass or do you want your ass eaten?
That's a
Sorry.
clip. That's a clip right there. Okay.
Is the intro just gonna be like 5 minutes now? Just clips.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nah, our TikTok feed for the next week is going to be just
Oh, this is
Keely and
funny.
Connor just won't stop talking about eating ass.
Kyle's sitting there going, "No, stop!
not again.
No, we're supposed to talk about wrestling. No.
Not this time."
Just like
Um,
change the logo of like Kinky's Ass Factory.
Oh my god, we can join the ass boys.
Oh my god, yes.
Can we get them on? I'll call in just now. I
Yeah.
got connections, boys.
Yeah.
We both phone. Hello, ass man. Right.
Wait,
Ah,
100 ass man.
You've met Billy Gunn. Just call him up.
Well, yeah, true.
No, see once, right? So I've met Billy Gunn as well, right? Because he went to WrestleZone back in the day. I hand painted a sign. So I didn't even like draw a sign, I painted it, right?
Painted. Oh,
Yeah.
damn, that's effort.
So I got a big bit of paper, a bit of cards, right?
Respect it.
And like just painted like in watercolor just the one Billy Gunn and just held it up in front of him.
Why? Why were you the guy that used to take signs to every
It was my
Wait,
my
did you do
first
that?
ever-
Did you do that at Anarchy?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm gonna go back watch that match and see if I can find that sign.
Well, I mean you might because I ran up to the barrier to hold it up in his face.
Oh, you probably will then.
But yeah, that was my first ever like non-WWE show. So like I didn't know what to do. I thought I'm gonna bring a sign.
My first ever wrestling show was WrestleZone.
See, mine's was what was mine? Oh, mine was a SmackDown house show. Eddie Guerrero was on it, and the main event was Stone Cold Steve Austin as a special guest referee to John Cena, JBL, and Kurt Angle. So I think I beat you all with the best.
Yeah, but
first show.
what have they ever done?
Can I just
Sorry.
can I just say that I've been to WrestleMania. So
Yeah, but
Okay.
I've been to a lot of wrestling shows, so
And I've
Nah,
been to
I-
a lot of wrestling shows. You might have been to WrestleMania. Kyle.
WrestleZone. Sorry,
Oh.
I WrestleMania is a bucket list. Like,
Me
even
too.
though I hate him, I'm sure at one point I'll drag Rowan into one.
See, I really want to go.
Miserable
to
the whole
WrestleMania.
time because fuck him. But
Yeah, like nah, but honestly, I want to go to a WrestleMania. Just I've
Yeah,
always
same.
wanted to, but I feel like it's just annoying now. Kyle's been.
I mean, you guys are going to the UK WrestleMania basically.
True.
I'm disappointed you're not coming to that. That'd be fun.
I'm very sad I'm not going to it.
Could have been a good lads weekend in
I
Cardiff.
know.
When it got announced, me and Ronan again would have been miserable because fuck him. We like messaged each other and we were like, oh, we should go, and then we just didn't.
Is his private jet busy that week or something? Or...
Yeah, I don't know. The servants had already planned some sort of like
Ah,
gathering
yeah.
with all the
other
royal
Tories. Yeah.
duties or something.
I say like, nah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it'll be good. I don't know what to expect, to be quite honest. We did upgrade our tickets. So we're not
did
sitting
yous?
in the nosebleeds. Well, I say upgrade. We bought new tickets and now we're trying to sell.
Is that why you put on Twitter like selling the other ones? At first I was confused. I was like, why are they not going now?
Yeah, no, we found tickets which were way better that we actually didn't have to get like a migraine sitting so high up to see them.
There,
So that's all right, I suppose. Which
good.
I'm just excited for it to see what the
Yeah, I want. I hope Drew wins. I really do.
me too. I think Eddie's
Honestly,
got
like,
it.
I will be like I'll go through such a range of emotions if Drew wins because I'll go, fuck yeah, Drew wins, and then it will be like, I really wish I was there for that.
Yeah, I think to be fair,
Do you want to just give me Kyle's ticket?
Whoa, whoa.
Sorry, I'm joking.
fight for it.
All right, Kyle, do you want to give me Kaylee's ticket?
Fuck off.
I just love the idea. I just love the idea of like turning around my mum and being like, so I'm not taking on to Clash anymore. Kaylee and Connor Malloy are taking him now. You know the wrestler? They're gone now.
They're taking them now.
I'm watching on telly. We're good.
Nah, I think it'll be good. I think he deserves his
No, I
big
will.
moment. I think
I'm really looking
because-
forward to watching it.
Yeah, he never got his moment a couple of years ago at Mania. It was kind of stifled a wee bit. My only thing is
100%.
that I feel like the patriotic side of me really wants him to get it. But then after it, I hope they do something with him because I felt like he was dead boring last time. They never really gave him anything. It
Like
was
in my head, it's like I feel like no matter who's champion, somehow Cody comes back, wins the Rumble, becomes champion at Mania.
yeah,
And it's like I want Drew to win, but like I don't want him to. Even though like say he held it until Mania, it's still a good length.
Mhm.
I don't know. I want him to get like a successful
yeah.
long-term reign.
I think it'll be good.
dunno.
Drew doesn't need. Sorry, not Drew. Roman doesn't need the title, so Roman doesn't need to hold
No.
it.
And
I
if
think
it
that-
like if it is him and Rocket Mania next year, they can main event either night. Fucking hell, main event both nights.
Mhm.
And they don't need anything. Honestly, you could announce that match now with no build up. Honestly, don't even fucking do a promo together, and they'd probably
Yeah.
still sell out both nights.
Exactly, and also I think that it looks as though it's going to be Karrion Cross is going to be next to go for it, and I think Drew and Karrion Cross would be a better match than Roman Karrion Cross.
Maybe it's just because I've not seen enough of him, but like it doesn't carry and maybe it's just because I didn't watch like loads and loads of NXT.
Mhm.
But I did see some stuff, and maybe it's just my misperception, but like, or I haven't seen nothing, but it doesn't overly excite me. But again, I'm willing to accept that my view is misguided or just ill-informed. But I
Yeah,
think he's a really good wrestler. Maybe it's just I thought like this thing is like all like even people like everyone on TV. It's like, well, of course they're good wrestlers. They're all fucking
Yeah.
great. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on TV. Like they're all like fucking amazing. Like people need like the second like if they wouldn't put you on TV if you're not like ridiculously good at it.
yeah,
Maybe it's just I haven't connected with the character or something so far, but like him so far in WWE, I haven't connected with, so it doesn't like particularly excite me. That's not to say I'm like I know he's really good,
yeah,
so I'm fully willing to be wrong and like enjoy him. Like I think some people like get set in it, like get like an opinion. I'll be like, I don't like him. Not
yeah.
gonna like him. It's like I'm fully willing to be like, I don't like him just now. If you
That's the
entertain
thing.
me in the future, I will be entertained, and I'm not gonna stifle my own entertainment by saying, "Oh no, I didn't like you."
Yeah, he's not a big character as such. I feel like he really needs Scarlett to bring something else out to him. So that's where I'm kind of like indifferent to him. I think he's cool. I like him more. It's something different. We've had the same guys at the top. That's more what I'm excited
Yeah.
about.
That's fair.
It
Yeah.
just happened to be him.
He's
But I
got a
would
great
say-
look as well.
Yeah, I think
Great
he
look.
looks really good. And again, I know he's a good wrestler, but again, I feel like he's not, to me personally, kind of like yourself, I feel like he's not really got everything I'm looking for. He's not overly entertaining. He's all right. He just doesn't give that next level. But again, to just have someone different in the title scene, I think is what I need because I'm fed up seeing the same like four guys doing the same thing all the time. Sure, it's a bit predictable now because you're like, oh, so and so's going to go for it next. Ah, brilliant. We're going to go back to this person. Ah, brilliant. Like, so it's something different.
Yeah, I think that like in wrestling, like one of the worst things I mean for me watching one of the most things that I hate when I'm watching is predictability. If I'm watching like even like it can be a great match, and it doesn't necessarily take away from the full enjoyment of the match, but like if I know
Yeah.
like, and of course they can shock you like and be like, oh fucking somehow Santino's beat The Rock. It's like you never know.
Yeah.
But like 99%, predictability is like it does somewhat take away from my enjoyment. I like AEW right now. I find a really interesting prospect because like I don't know who's gonna like generally like I don't know who's gonna win out of Punk and Mox.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll be
that's a
Punk.
good show.
It's
Yeah.
weird because like I feel like it'll be Punk. But I wouldn't hate if it was Mox. But like, then I'd be like, oh, then Punk didn't really get a reign. But then I'm like, but Mox is probably the hottest there been. And then it's like, oh, but like, what are
Yeah.
they gonna do all out? And I like I like the fact I don't actually care which way it goes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's unpredictable,
Yeah.
and it leads into the pay per view of not knowing what's happening.
I
And by
think
the way,
as well-
I'm not just like a fucking huge AEW fucking stan. I probably love AEW and WWE just as much because
yeah.
they're just the wrestling comedies I watch.
I think the good thing about it just now is that you've got AEW doing its thing, and like you're saying with them two, it could go either way. Personally, I would prefer if Moxley kept the title because I think if you look at it from like a standpoint, I feel like you'd get a lot more from Moxley. Moxley also wrestles in a lot more places. There's a lot more to it, and again, it's a big deal just now. And the fact that he's now clean and stuff and sober, I think it would be good for him to get a title reign now. He's in a good place. I just think that's all good for him. I
Yeah.
feel like Punk, it was cool that he got it, but longevity wise, I feel like you're not going to get as much out of it. But then as well, when it comes to WWE, I think it's good to see now it's like a bit more unpredictable now that Triple H is taking over. It's not the same thing.
Oh,
you know,
100%. Last month has been the last month of WWE programming. Like overall, has probably been the best overall month for
years.
like a
Yeah.
decade. Like who knows? Like it's like an overall month, like or overall time period since Triple H took over.
Mhm.
Like every show's kind of been pretty good.
Yeah, and
Which
it's
is kind of
different
weird.
as
But
well.
it's kind of weird that we are like surprised.
Yeah,
We've been conditioned for WWE being like, yeah, it's all right.
yeah, the same thing. You'd watch it because it was predictable, but you wouldn't really get
Yeah.
a lot out of it. Whereas now you're like, oh, I actually want to see what happens. Like, who's turning up? What's this? It's giving you the same vibe. You know, like it's kind of like the AEW thing where for a while you're like, who's going to turn up? What's going to happen? You have no idea, and I feel like you're getting that again, which is nice.
Yeah. I'll be on the next SmackDown. Yeah.
I can't wait. I'll be there, front row, my wee flags. Woo! Like,
I'll give you your high five then.
oh, finally, oh, now I'll get recognised. Brilliant.
Nah, that's when you still do it, but you're like, sorry, I'm not allowed to. I've been told because TV and all that. I can't
Touch people.
But then you have to become like the green T-shirt guy. It has to be for like 10 years. I go to give you a high five and avoid it a different way every single time.
Could you imagine? And then become a fan with a gimmick. The one thing I
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. Do you know how like hard I try not to do those things? Like, see, because we like go to like, the
Wait,
same shows
Have
a
you
lot.
not been trying to just like model Aspen Faith for every single show? I thought that was your gimmick.
I mean, like, it's been accidental, isn't it?
Sorry.
honestly, do you know what the weird thing is, right? It's honestly so strange. Kyla got to do something, right? And I'm like, mate, like when you see it, or else there was, I can't remember what it was a wee while ago, Kyle got like a t-shirt or something, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I saw like a couple of weeks later, like Aspen put something really similar like on his Instagram, and I was like, this is not okay. Like they're both taking the same path in life. They're both like their hair and everything's looking the same. Like it's weird now. Like to the point where I think it's stranger because Kyle was a big fan of him. It's even weirder that they keep accidentally doing very similar things. I'm like, this is getting too far now. Like this is out of control. But fair play. You basically are like the same person, different font. So you're just gonna have to lean on it.
I'll take it.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back.
Oh, that was nice.
That was
This
disgusting.
this is taking a turn. So
It's 4 hours later. Tables, chairs, and ladders have all been broken.
I've taken shots.
for anyone who's this far in, well done.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
we're currently like over
I mean, this
3
far
hours.
in, we're about 20 minutes in. We've all we spoke about has been paused.
We're currently 3 hours into the recording, but in reality, the podcast will be going like an hour and a half at this point.
Yeah, all you've
Um,
heard is a prostitute in my first bump. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm drinking something that smells disgusting, but well.
Hey, don't talk about Ronan like that.
Okay.
Said smells disgusting. I just associated with Ronan.
Yeah, I mean, of all the things about Ronan, it's probably one of the only good things about him is he just smells alright. So
No.
he smells like rich.
Smells of rich. Okay.
Right. So we should probably start wrapping up with some of our questions that we've got, because we've got a few left that didn't get covered.
Or should we talk about wrestling?
But the answers
Might as
actually
well.
might be a bit interesting now, given the current state of our guest. So, first question is, what's been your favorite experience so far in wrestling? Like, what's been the big highlight? Oh, you've gone quiet.
Oh, you went on mute.
What have you done?
But broke him.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hey!
Sorry, I accidentally flicked the wee switch. What highlight in wrestling so far? There's probably two. I mean, every time I get a stiff Ronin, not jokes, sorry.
Choice words.
Nah,
Excuse me. What you two
Well-
get up to outside of wrestling is not that.
Well, yeah, I mean, oh, sorry. Oh, you taught me just wrestling. Oh shit. Okay, I'll need to cut this. Fuck. No, we can cut this out, right? Nah, there's two matches that come to mind. One like being the Christmas brawl match that me and Crusher got to have was special for a lot of reasons. Like it was like again, like didn't expect any of it to happen after that one match, and then we ended up getting a year feud, which was great. But it was a really special match. Like I still like it's weird because it was it was the end of 2019. So like watching it back now, I'm like, oh god, I hate watching myself wrestling. And I'm like, feel like I've just changed so much, like in the way I wrestle now, even though it was weapons and stuff and not just like actually the way I wrestle. And also just watch it back and I'm like, God, you were so skinny. You're just a boy. That's what I say is a photo of it on my wall, but it's the match before it. Match that photo.
The
I'll get it
middle one?
eventually. I'll get it. Yeah, the middle one. That's me and Crusher.
I was trying to work out what your photos were.
There we go. These two are just like paintings I got in France when I was like 11, and that one's actually me and Crusher.
Aw.
The match before. But no, that the Christmas probably got to have because it was just like the year combination and like obviously the first like sort of weapons match I'd got to have. So it was really special, and for a long time it was my favorite match that I'd had. But then Crusher's last match at Anarchy ended up like for me it was more special because it was his last match, and I think it was a better. Well, it definitely was. It's the best match I've had so far. And it meant a lot to me, and I actually felt way more pressure on myself, and I think Ryan and Bradley would agree. I mean, it was my first Anarchy match, it wasn't theirs. But I felt like, I felt pressure on it being like an Anarchy match because Anarchy is a big deal.
Mhm.
But I put like a lot of pressure on myself, and I know the others two did, and they probably wouldn't have said it to me at the time. But like I feel like even though we didn't all speak about it, I know we all very much wanted it to be a fitting match for him to go out on, because you only have a actual final match
Yeah,
once.
unless you're
So,
Ric
like-
Flair.
Yeah.
Who has
Oh, he'll
it.
be back. He'll be back next week. Puerto Rico, just be like, but no, like I do like I do believe him in the sense that would be his final match just from knowing him. So
Mhm.
I wanted it to be important, and I feel like we actually did fulfill that and probably exceed.
Yeah.
We exceeded what I thought we were going to do in the match, and it ended up being really great. And it was, well, in my opinion, it was by far my favorite match that I've had. That's probably like my standout moment so far for like sentimental reasons, and just like in ring, like felt like it was probably the best as well. So you mix that with the in ring and the emotional side, and like I said earlier, like the feeling I got from the first match that I had, the crowd like was like 10 times exceeded in that match. The crowd in that, like I've watched the match back like loads of times, and the crowd sounds loud on the recording,
Oh, it's so
but
loud.
like it doesn't nearly do it justice in my opinion to like it felt like every single person in that room was shouting and screaming, and I could like it's weird because you hear noise like,
Yeah.
but like when it's sort of directed at you in that sort of sense, like you feel it,
Yeah.
and it's like obviously like I remember I was like in the match for a good bit and waiting to get the hot tag to Crusher, and the crowd was fucking so loud throughout, and we were going like done. Can't remember. I think I hit Ryan with Fisherman Suplex, or whatever it was. Yeah, no, it's Fisherman Suplex, and it was going to be going into the hot tag, and Crusher comes in, batters Ryan, whatever. And I remember hit the Fisherman Suplex, and Ryan took it, and then like he just said to me, "Just wait." Just he let that he said, "Just wait, or the crowd will come." Like something for that ilk of like the crowds were so fucking loud, but
Yeah.
he was like, "Just wait, they'll come more." So like I took it, and then I think I might have been like I wouldn't have went straight away because like but like I probably would have waited less time. And he said, just wait. Like after I hit him, and waited longer and longer and longer, and then I was like, I could feel it building. And like that's probably like the most I've ever felt wrestling was waiting for that, waiting to hit him with that tag. Cause I was like, I've got them. Like I can honestly, I was like, I can wait and wait and wait. The crowd is just building and building and building right now. It's like I can feel them going up, going up, going up. And like the second and maybe it wasn't the peak, but like I think it was the second I felt it was the peak tag, and the elation once it came in, it was like that like 30-second moment, like I can't even describe it, just the energy I felt between waiting to be tagging him to him like coming in, and then he's coming in for the hot tag, like just that energy is just like the whole like the whole match isn't comparable to just like that in or all of matches aren't comparable to just those short bursts of like feeling that you feel in those moments where it's like I've got them. I've got
Yeah.
and like, it's not often. It's not like I would go out every match and I'm like fun gone. But it's like when you really feel like you've got the crowd. It's like in those moments, it's like I feel like get wrestling. I feel like get why we all love it. Like it's hard to describe it. It's just like I just like I don't know. Wrestling's great, right? Anyways, like
Yeah.
just watching it, but it's like just feeling it in that moment, knowing like pretty much every single fucking cunt in that person in that venue is waiting for me to make that tag, and I can just wait and wait and wait, and the second I do, they're gonna fucking erupt, and I knew they would because they're all like God, and the second they do, Crow, fucking comes in and lays house. It was like, and again, I wouldn't have made the tag straight away, but fucking amazing plaudits to Ryan for taking the move and just saying just just sell. Just wait.
Yeah. I can
Just
only
wait.
imagine
Like
how
it's
good that felt for you, like honestly, because we as like sitting in the crowd, it felt mental for us. So like for you to actually be in it, like that must have been the best feeling ever. Like
yeah, like it was unbelievable. Because like for me it was like me and Crusher, it's like that match like him retiring and us losing the tag titles was kind of like not kind of, it was like this full story from my first match.
Mhm.
Like, from me having my debut match against him to a year feud to us winning the tag titles to then COVID obviously, so built it back up, and then us defending it for the matches we did, and then like knowing it was his final match, like it felt like there was so much like in my head going on, because it felt like we had been going in like a really a direction that we were written towards and going for, and then it felt like we've actually exceeded. I think like all of us actually, like for the reception that we got from people backstage, because it is important. I feel like I want everyone wrestling to enjoy what I'm doing, but as well as the fans, everyone. I felt like we've the people in that match, like I feel like people were expecting a really good match, and I feel like we delivered, because I like honestly, like I'm really glad, because I would have been really upset if it was like Crusher's final match and everyone done great, the match was great, and somehow I like fucked up
Yeah.
three things, and like I fucked up his final match. Honestly, like couldn't imagine that. Like, would just be devastating. Like, it'd be devastating if it was my final match and something got fucked
Someone-
up. But like,
Yeah.
if I was to fuck up his final match,
Yeah.
like, couldn't live with that. Like, so I like, it was nerve wracking, that match, but like not for probably the reasons that people would have expected. Like, honestly, I cared that it was Anarchy. I cared it was my first Anarchy match. But like, like my only thought really was just making sure that Crusher got a fitting send off for like what he's not just what he's done for the company, or for how good he's been, but like what for just like what he's done for me.
Yeah.
Like,
I
as
think
a
you gave him
person, like
that.
I wanted to have, I like,
Yeah.
and I think we all did. Like we all, I hope we all. Well, I know he's happy staying retired.
Yeah.
So, and he loved that match. So the fact he's happy being retired, happy loving that match, like I feel like we gave him the thing send off that he wanted.
Yeah, and I think it was good that he's got that send off for him and his side of it. But I think for you as well, I think it's been really good the fact that you've kind of had, like you're saying, that chapter's been closed. It's been really nice now for you as well. Like not just the what you did for him, like he's done a lot for you in that final match as well, actually. And now it's gave you a whole new lease of life. Now you've got something new to do, and you can kind of utilize what you learned from him, what you got from him, and now take forward and see what you can do yourself. So I think it's been good for both of you, like overall.
Yeah.
So, and again, like we said earlier on, it'll be good to see what you blossom from now and what you kind of like where you come out
I
from
just
it.
squashed one in every match.
Everyone, that's it. That's all. That's all we're looking for.
Yeah. If we ever get a match, if we ever get a match together, I just one punch knock it.
That's it. That's
joking.
the big match feel we're looking for. Who needs Punk Moxley? It's actually Conor Rowan. Like that's what we're aiming towards for next year.
Nah. Maybe one day. We'll see. Nah, but even like from the start, like Crusher didn't have to give me that much in our first match. Didn't have to give me any amount in any match we did. In every single match, he wanted me to look good. And then in our in his last match, like he actually didn't do that much. Still made himself look really good and still looked great in it. Like also like it was his choice. Like he also could have like kept wrestling for years and years. Like genuine. Like in that last match, like he looked fucking great. But the fact he made all three of us look great as well, like just I think speaks volume to his character. Like I like genuinely, like Crusher is a very selfless performer, in my opinion. Like never once during any of our matches or tag matches or anything, I was like, oh, I do this. So never was like, oh, but I want to do this. It's like, no, oh, fuck yeah, let's do. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, let's do that.
That's good.
Or like, yeah, even when he would like probably in 2019, because I was just like terrible at coming up with ideas or anything like that at times. Well, sometimes I would be like, I want to do this, but not often. Most of the time, oh god, I would have hated wrestling me in 2019. Fucking hell. Sorry, Ryan and Zach, for having to have training matches with me and me just being like, don't know what to do.
Well,
But
that actually
he
takes me to our next part, which see if that was the case, if you thought that maybe you weren't that good in 2019. So do you have any, like, if you've had your best experience, what do you think your worst experience might have been? Do you think it was like your training matches back then, or do you have something that stands out for you?
So there's two matches, and they won't make the same. They won't make me same because they weren't great matches. There's like I have two matches in my mind that stick out as bad.
Okay.
One match against Dino and one match against Caleb. Probably, and like no, not probably. The worst match was against Caleb. And he'll say, I think he said it on the mosh pit at some point. And I like I remember I was driving at some point and I remember listening to that mosh pit and I remember him being like some I think it was probably Vago asked the question, oh, what was your worst match, whatever. And I remember Caleb answering, I was like, yeah, it was me. Because I knew it was gonna be me. I'm like, yeah, it was me. And like not because I was happy, like because of the match. I was just like, it's just funny. But no, we had a match and it was probably my third match.
Yeah.
Fourth with Max on a show, probably his like same.
Mhm.
And we planned out this, like, I don't think we went overly intricate. You know, we had 10 minutes, you know, we're gonna plan this like pretty good match. And we done the first 30 seconds of the match and both just went, fuck.
Oh, no.
Like we both just stared across from each other and just was like, well, one of us should know what the match is.
Oh,
Well,
man.
honestly, it was like I done like maybe a flippy thing or two, and then it like landed like behind him or something, and it was just like I feel like one of us should be punching each other right now.
Yeah.
And then it was just like I just like started giving them like awkward forearms, and it was just we got through the match,
Yeah.
and I will say it was not a good match, was a really good learning experience
Yeah.
because like neither of us really remember the match at all. I remember at one point he pushed me in the corner. He expected me to come back out for a German suplex. He wasn't, so he just fucking basically shoot like over head, belly at me. He was like, "You're fucking going now." But like it was like watching it, but like I also think like it in my head it's a worse match than it is. Like it's not good. Like if you watch it now,
Yeah.
you'd be like, "That is not a good match," but it's not like as bad as I thought. And the other bad match is probably against Dino. But again, like I think it's just lack of experience. Like
Yeah.
and more not even like physical wise, but just like planning. I feel like we planned it sort of. I didn't. I basically just got beat up for like 7 minutes, and it was just like, oh, you come back, and it's just like, I should be dead. But and when you were asking earlier, like who I would like to wrestle, I would love to. I feel like me and Caleb have somewhat avenged that match from like the
Yeah.
Summerhill like handicap match we had in the time match we had at the Rumble, but I would love another match against Dino as well at some point to avenge the bad. It was bad. Bad match we had in 2019. But like I'm not like at the time I was like I remember Alan Sterling came up to me. I can't remember whether this is Turf. Yeah, I remember now. It's in Turf. And he came up to me after and he's like, "Fucking hell, you look like someone's died." And I
Oh,
was just
no.
like, "Oh, just not happy the match or whatever." And he's like, "It was just a bad match. Like you'll have." He was like, You'll have some. Just
Yeah.
you're fine."
Oh. See, I think that's always a hard part. I think like as well, like yous will see it from a different perspective. Yous will probably see it being worse than what maybe the people that actually watched it will. Like yous will probably
Oh,
be a
definitely,
lot more
definitely.
critical
Yeah.
than I bet people didn't really notice like what yous have noticed anyway. So but yeah, let's see if you can get like a not a rematch, but if you can like have another match with Dino, see if you can then have a better match together. I think
I'll
it'd be
knock
a
him
really
out.
interesting. That's what you should do. Just heel turn, just absolutely knock Dino out. Let's see what goes on. I think used to having a match together would be very interesting.
I would really much like it.
Quite.
I think we could
fun
have
concept.
a really interesting match now,
Yeah.
especially compared to, like, I feel like it definitely be a good match, but like especially if you compared it to like 3 years ago,
Mhm.
Michael's different.
Yeah.
Like me and Caleb do joke all the time. It's like we're very glad we avenged that terrible match with like the 2 matches we had.
Yeah.
But we are hope like in my head I'm like we haven't fully avenged it until we've had a singles match.
Yeah.
So
That'd be good.
we'll see. One day. Like I'd rather listen wrestling both them boys.
Yeah.
Boys. Both of me. Both them guys. Because they're lovely people and they're very good wrestlers. So
Interesting. I think it'll be
Nice.
good to see.
Absolutely. So we've touched on this kind of throughout the episode, right? Because you've clearly got a love for Mr. Ronan King.
fuck
So
off.
there's a lot of back and forth online between you and Ronan, right? It's just constant catfighting, right? So what's this all about? Like, why
He's
do you
a
hate each
cunt.
other?
You've been a wrestling show, right?
I have.
True.
Have you seen him?
I have.
Yeah, that's why I hate him. Honestly. Like Dino, like Caleb, Ryan, Zach, you could say whatever, like out of character, whatever. I just do not like Ronan. Like he is just not like find me one likable trait about him. Like there isn't any. He's just not a nice person.
No.
It's tough.
I'm struggling to find one. Like, I get it.
Yeah, no.
Totally against him.
Yeah. Even his family can't. There is none.
Now we're bringing them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love to see what's going to happen, like what happens next for you too. There's always the online.
Give
the
me a match, I'll
absolute-
punch him in the face.
Believe me, if I could book it, I would. Do you know what I mean? Excuse me at WrestleZone. If you want to book that match, I will be there, front row.
Nah, that's when me and Kaylee just pay for you and Ronan to have a fight in our back garden. Just come down. We'll pay your transport, don't worry. Right?
That's
Back
it.
Oh,
us
that's
off.
fine. If you free
Oh,
my
yeah.
transfer, we'll happily do it. As long as we're not being transported together, because
That would
you're not
work.
going to my car.
No.
Yeah,
Oh no,
no.
absolutely,
We're not.
absolutely not.
No.
He'll have his private
Also,
jet.
like,
so.
yeah, I was about to say he's not going to my car. He's getting like a private fucking limo or something.
Yeah. His chauffeur will bring him down, right? And we'll just accept what happens. Nah, could you imagine that? Like a chauffeur in this area who's get stolen.
Honestly, like once when I thought we were going to be like mates at the start, before I actually knew him, like before I got to know him and realized, Jesus Christ, fucking hell, I'd rather watch fucking cement fucking mix than be mates with you. Like I went to his house because I thought we were going to be mates. And it was very surprising. Like just like butlers, private servants.
The little
Like-
bells.
Yeah, he literally had a fucking doorbell on his wall, which he would ring if he wanted something. Wild.
I wouldn't mind having one of them, to be quite honest.
I wouldn't too.
Get
Like,
things
but
done.
if you treated them nicely, he was just like, "Oi, cunt, cheese on toast."
Cheese on toast.
It's not very highbrow. Like, he has servants, but like, he's not very
Fair.
highbrow. Look at him.
Yeah, he's not good at that. Nah. No, I get you. Like, I understand why you feel that way about him now. Like, we
Yeah.
all hate him now. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like, I feel like most people in wrestling, like, there is a difference between like themselves and their wrestling persona.
Not him.
I don't think he knows wrestling like isn't fully real because it's just him.
That's
Yeah.
what he is.
He just showed up one day in like the zebra print fucking gold jacket on. It's like, "All right."
Yes.
I like to think he just kicks about in that all the time. Like this is his just his
So-
get up.
So Ronan, you're having your first match. Have you got gear? What do you mean? How much wearing this?
This is what I wear. Honestly, I would have just loved to have been there and been like, so this is what you're wearing?
So the
I
answer
hate him.
the answer to our big question we're going to ask everyone now could easily be Ronan King. So I'm just going to ask you, what would you like to put into our room 316, which room 101, you're probably too young to remember that.
I used to watch it actually. Thank you very much.
I'm
Oh,
surprised.
Although I had to explain to Ronan again, hate him. So like it was just in passing because couldn't bother speaking to him more than for like 2 minutes. But I had to explain to him what the show was because he didn't know what it was.
People are just too young these days.
Yeah. I mean, he might have known, but like again, I only spoke to him for like 30 seconds because otherwise, you know,
Ah, fair.
Of
Makes
course.
my
sense.
ears would have bled. Oh, I'm trying to think what I would put in. There's two things. There's one real thing, and then well, that's it. I think like the first thing I would put in is probably people that put Christian in.
oh well, see you later.
But that one could be controversial. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No,
was-
couldn't.
I was on the fence, but then, like I said, the argument was, could you think of any good Christian matches? And
Yes,
go then.
any in 2011 against Randy Orton, mate. He fucking wrestled a banger last year against Kenny Omega. Look to fucking TNA, Christian.
I didn't watch TNA, so that
did.
doesn't count. I
Mate, just
don't get
Edge.
it.
Wait, are you just talking about just Christian matches? Because I was about to say
Just-
like all
just
the
Christian.
TLCs. Yeah,
Just,
like-
just Christian, because I feel like Edge and Christian together, good. Christian on his own, I always skipped his match. I just wasn't for it. I would
Christian,
always
honestly, like Christian is like so underrated. Like, but I was about to say Dudley. Bubba Dudley. No, Bubba Dudley. Like he said, like the only person he would ever let call a match on the fly without planning a single thing is Christian. He's that good. Like he's so underrated, honestly.
Why is he no wrestling good then? Like, if he's that good, why am I
He
not seeing
does
it?
watch his matches.
I have been. I've been watching Hunters and I don't see it. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a compilation together of Christian matches, right? And what we'll do is we'll have you back on.
I'll
we'll
send you
watch
a
them.
list.
You do that then, and we'll watch them and we'll see what we think. And I will be very
great.
impartial.
Christian's fucking great.
I feel like we've found your Achilles heel, and it's Christian.
It's not like like Christian isn't like one of my favorite wrestlers. I fucking love Christian. He's not like my top boys, but like he's fucking like
He's not like
just
good then.
like Kaylee. I'm never high fiving you at a show again. Like
I don't want it anymore.
I'm just gonna go Goldberg to fucking spear you.
Don't you ever bring that name back up here again. You've taken it too far.
Oh God,
We're having a domestic now.
I hate when mum and dad fight.
Okay,
Okay,
it's not
so
really mom and dad because I'm like 10 years younger than him.
fuck off, Connor. Okay. So you want to basically you want to put me and Kyle in room 316.
No, that wouldn't be my actual like official
Okay.
thing because
What's
it
your
doesn't matter
official
because
thing?
like 99% of people agree with me and that. Okay, so like the actual thing I would like choose to just fucking get rid of. One thing that really annoys me in wrestling, in it, say this all the time, I fucking hate when wrestlers are getting pinned and they have their eyes open and they're staring at the ref for the one, two, the count of two. I can see that.
Yes.
Fucking hate it. Like,
Yep.
just don't look or close your eyes. Or it's like, can you not count to three? It's like before you count to just before you count to 3, put your shoulder up.
Yeah.
I like when wrestlers are like this. 1, 2. Fuck. It's like it drives me. And again, like I'm only seeing this on TV, so like, I can't really comment on TV wrestlers because they're on TV, so
Mhm.
they're doing better than me by far. But
No, I
like
agree
it's
with
not
you.
it's not even just on TV, but like even when like if I see anything, and I'm just like I see the person counting 1, 2, and I see the person just like, they've taken a powerbomb, whatever, and they're just lying there and they're going. You can see the ref 1, 2, kick out. It's like I hate it. I actually like.
Yeah, I
I
totally
don't think it's
agree.
like there's a lot of things I dislike, but there's only so many things that I fucking actually get pissed off of.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, you just actually really riled me there. Like if I see someone just like, supposed to be
Yeah.
knocked out and they're just like,
Yeah, what's going on? See if it's like a big match and you're like waiting. See if it's like a really big match and you're like really waiting for the ending. You see that and you're like, all right, well, that's not happening then.
yeah, it's
Like
like,
it takes you away from the magic.
But I will say, if anyone ever does it, like as a spot where they make it even too obvious where they're counting, and they don't kick out, I would love that.
Oh, yeah.
But then it would look weird because they're just staring, just going, I'm knocked out.
That would, to be fair, now I kind of want to see that as well.
No, but
But
genuinely,
it's like that. Yeah, that's the one thing I fucking hate.
that was on my list. Like, so like I had like a list of like 7 or 8 things and like shortlisted it to like the like 5 or whatever we actually did. That was on there because it is
It
the
really
most
winds me up.
annoying because it ruins the match. Because like
Yeah.
you know when the finish is. Because the one time they don't look at the ref. Oh, well, there we are.
Yeah.
I'm
Especially
gonna do that in every match now. I'm just gonna stare at the ref. Even if I lose, I'm just like
just stare him out and see what's going on.
It's fine though, because you could stare out the ref and Dennis still wouldn't do it right. So
Are you gonna clip that part too?
no.
He's gonna get a complex.
I'll just send him that part. No one's like after me just chatting for however long. No one's making it this far. It's fine.
That's
no
true.
one ever listens this far to us. Like,
I do.
At the end. Maybe you're the one listener we get to the end.
Nah, Len is sitting there listening, going, I hope Kaylee mentions me again.
I love him so much. Honestly, I love him. I don't know why.
Len is Len is so lovely. One of the nicest people I ever met.
So you
Do you know how much?
obviously-
No, do you know how much it would kill Kaylee if someone came on this and went, "Hi, he's a bellend." By the way, he just puts on a show at the. Honestly, worst person. Because Kaylee's heart, you'd see it break on screen. It's just like.
Honestly, like I said before, I genuinely think that if I could get him on board a wee TV show with me and Len just going about, just interviewing people, basically what I'm doing here right now, but replace Kyle
Just
with Len.
live.
Yeah, but I feel like, because my whole thing is we go to people's houses, everyone has to make us a cup of tea and a biscuit, and we just sit and we just interview people. I think I'd be dead wholesome. Do you know what I mean? I love him. I can't describe how much I love
he
him.
is lovely. Len is lovely.
Last time he said hi to me, and I was like, like.
Oh, do you know what else is funny?
Hmm.
Sorry, I'll say when I used to start training, Len used to be at all the training sessions, like to begin with, or the ones that I would go to anyway. So when I first started, I thought Caleb was the champion because look at him.
Yeah.
And I like Len. I thought Len owned WrestleZone because like it was this older man that like would help us with like some technique stuff, but mostly just like sort of sat in the corner. So I thought he just owned WrestleZone, and like it took me a long time to realize he didn't.
Aww. I just think, do you know, see the first time I saw him, I had a bit of a hatred for him, right? Which was a bit excessive.
Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah,
like, if you go back
we
and
didn't
listen,
notice.
Yeah, there's like, I had a whole character arc now, right? So I've came through, this is my story. This is like when you see it beat up by Crusher, but now he's our best pals. So at first I had no time for him because I was like, he's not doing it right. But now I've came to love him. My love has blossomed. And now I feel like, I just...
Is that
Maybe
because
one day eventually I'll hate Ronan enough that I actually like him.
Maybe.
Kaylee, is that
Can't
because you
see it, though.
realised that like you hated Glenn because he was a bad referee, and then realised that like on par with the rest of the guys in WrestleZone, he was a good referee?
They're all
So-
bad referees.
Dude.
Honestly, like, can we just talk? Kyle has a hatred for the referees at WrestleZone. I feel sorry.
Mikey's alright. Mikey's alright.
His views do not represent the whole
Actually,
KMK podcast.
James Chester's alright as well. Actually, he was a good ref.
Are you just trying to get yourself a match versus Dennis next year?
Kyle's trying to get a match against anyone. You get 5 minutes and he'll start calling you out, Connor. Like, honestly.
No, because he'll just turn the lights off, Aspen will come in, and then we'll be like, oh, it's Aspen.
So you know how like Paul Bearer could summon the Undertaker? I can summon Aspen. Just turn the lights off. He just shows up.
Can he please also be wearing a Greg's jumper?
Yes.
Oh, could
Good.
you imagine?
I
they
will
did
say,
that?
like, all I've been thinking for the last, like, 3+ hours or whatever it is God, I want a sauce roll.
I could go a steak bake right now myself.
Oh, steak bake too, yeah.
Oh, so good. I am starving.
I'm more of a
Oh,
I
chicken
live like
bake.
5 minutes away from a fucking Greg's. Well, of course, not open just now.
So do we? We live only 5 minutes away, and I drive round in my bike and get them, or I can.
I will say when I stayed at Halls, there's like halls that are like 2 minutes away from me, which is basically like a 4-minute walk from that Greg's. And there was times where I was hungover in the morning, just like delivered a Greg's to my house. Which like I basically just wanted a sausage roll, but then you have to order like £10. So I would just be like, yeah, I'll take like 3 sausage rolls, 2 steak bakes, a donut, like this.
Well,
Nice.
right? People have said this, right? And they go, oh, why would you get like Greg's delivered? But because they're delivering it, it has to be hot, which means it's the hottest stuff, it's like the fresh stuff. Whereas if you go into the shop, not always guaranteed to be hot.
That's true.
Ooh,
It's a wee life hack. It's a wee life hack for you there. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
When it comes to food, we've worked it all out because we get a lot of food like delivered here. We are those people.
I don't cook.
Kyle's a good cook. I just don't have a time for it.
Oh, I can't like. I literally live off like. I shouldn't say this because you know I'm a wrestler. I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
I live off meal deals and microwave meals, which is very sad.
Sorry, right? You've mentioned meal deals. We're gonna have to do it. What's your go-to meal deal?
Okay, so I get a very
Oh no.
set meal deal. I live like I will say. So the meal deal I 99% of the time get is from Sainsbury's because I live right next to a Sainsbury's, basically.
Oh, maybe you and Ronan would get along. But get on.
No. How dare
don't-
you?
I don't like a Sainsbury's meal deal, but you go anyway.
Okay, I will say the reason, like, my favorite part about it is for the drink. You can get a 25-gram protein shake,
Okay.
which is very
Okay.
helpful for going to the gym because usually I'm grabbing it on the way to the gym,
Ah,
and then I'll have like this is my very regular order. I'll have a tuna and sweet corn sandwich,
no for me. Don't like tuna.
and then I'll either have for the snack I'll have either Fridge Raiders or apple and grape snack pack.
See, I can have that. I suppose I do love Fridge Raiders for a snack. Normally I go to Tesco, and it's very rare. It's
I will say Tesco is the best meal deal. I just don't live close to a Tesco, but I live 1 second away from a Sainsbury's.
See, I love the ham and cheese sub.
I
Or
love. Do you know from Tesco? They do like a barbecue chicken melt, which I think is the best thing.
that is okay. That one,
That is okay.
it's all right. I wouldn't choose it. I've had it. I also like this the chicken Caesar wrap is all right sometimes. Or
I
the
don't love
spicy
wraps.
chicken pasta. Oh,
I do
love a wrap.
apologize. I keep talking about meal deals. I'm about to piss myself, so I'm going to go for another piss.
Oh no. Okay.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Sorry, you can talk about meal deals.
No, absolutely.
I'm starving.
Find the best one.
I could go for another meal deal. All I want now is a sandwich.
The thing is, Connor's not going to see this until this goes out, but the tuna and sweet corn, it's about a pedo sandwich. I'm going to be honest.
Can I call him a pedo?
I just said it's about a pedo sandwich. Now, I do like a tuna, like cucumber. That's fine. But the tuna sweet corn, I can't accept that.
Right, no, sorry, I'm trying to get comfy in my chair. You can't be calling him out for having sweet corn and you're having cucumber in yours. Like,
I usually take it out. I don't eat the sweet corn.
well,
Or I
why
don't
are
eat
you
the
buying it then?
cucumber. Because I want a tuna sandwich and they don't sell plain tuna.
To be
The
fair,
co-op do.
I don't like talking about meal deals because I always get slagged. Because sometimes, I'll be honest, I hold it up as controversial. Sometimes I'll have a just ham. Right?
That is
I'll-
weird.
I love ham, and I will have ham on pizza, ham on sandwiches, ham for the packet. Just love ham.
That is true. You're a big fan of just eating ham.
Mhm.
Just,
Open my packet, scran it.
which is a bit strange.
It's nice though. It depends where you go. Do you know how you can tell it's a good meal deal? Depending on the drink they give you. Like, I think that takes it to the next level. Some of them can give you a real good deal, and some of them it's just absolute terrible.
Well, the thing is, like, you normally get a good deal from a meal deal, like Tesco, especially just now. If you get the club card £3 price,
Mhm.
any drink you're going to buy is at least £1.50 now.
Yeah.
Sandwiches are at least £2.
Mhm.
So you're kind of making your money there already.
Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Oh, Connor's back. He's back.
We were talking
Guess
about
who's back?
the drinks you
Back
can get.
again. Drink.
Connor's back. Yeah, the drinks you can get in a meal deal really like say like where it goes, if it's a good meal deal or not.
That is honestly like I think Sainsbury's meal deal is okay, but like I do think like the fact you can get like a 25-gram protein drink in it is really good.
Yeah.
And when I get the tuna sandwich as well, and the if I get the refrigerator as well, it's like, oh, that's a lot of protein.
That is, yeah, especially if you're.
Considering I don't cook. I cooked yesterday for the first time in like 2.5 months,
Oh my
and
god.
my flatmates were like, "Oh my god, you're cooking."
Nah, do you know what you need to do? Do what I don't like cooking. Got an air fryer, just shove everything in. That's it.
Okay, so my mum got an air fryer a couple months ago. Are you my mum?
Maybe.
old enough.
My mum got an air fryer like a good few months ago, and like she does like say it is like the best thing in the world. I like, do you know what I love? I have a slow cooker,
Oh,
and I
they
think
are
that's
good.
great, especially for meal prepping.
Yes.
I just don't. I live in a very untidy household
Ah,
with myself and my housemates, but like our kitchen is always just a fucking state. So like I don't want to
Yeah.
cook. Like I go in there and I'm just like,
I
yeah,
don't
I'll
have
put
that
something in.
excuse. I
Just
eat
blame
like,
Kyle.
yeah, I basically just eat like a child. See if you go in the
Sorry,
freezer.
Kyle.
I have like every type of chicken nugget you could have. I've got turkey dinosaurs, I've got chicken nuggets, I've got chicken nugget shapes, you name it, I've got it. So every so often I just 90% of my diet is eating chicken nuggets.
Do you know what doesn't help my diet?
But
Is the fact that within a maximum 5-minute walk,
yeah.
there is both a 24-hour shop, so basically, get all your essentials, and there is also a 24-hour bakery,
Oh,
like
Yeah.
3 minutes away. I will say though, I'm kind of, they don't do good sausage rolls,
oh.
in my opinion. I do not like their sausage rolls,
Oh.
but I'm kind of sorry, turn my Xbox on by accident. Off. I'm kind of glad they don't do good sausage rolls, because otherwise, fucking hell, the amount of money that I would have spent there in the
Yeah.
last month, just like being up at like 2 a.m. being like, hungry. Like the amount of times I think about going there and I'm just like, nah, I don't like some of the stuff. Well, I just was like, I could go there and get like a nice, like they do like a fine like steak bake or something, but like I want a sausage roll.
Oh. See, we used to
I was like,
have McDonald's, 12-hour McDonald's siders, and the amount of time at 3 in the morning I'd wake up and just go over and get something to eat, and it wasn't alright. Like,
I don't like to be fair, I don't like McDonald's breakfast.
I'm not a big fan of them either. I think
Yeah, I think they're overrated. I think they're
Yeah.
okay. I think they're overrated.
yeah, definitely. They're not as good as everyone says. The cheese and bacon, like flatbread things, like their best thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
I fucking
not a
hate a
fan of everything
McMuffin.
else. I don't like them either. See, finally someone
I like a
else.
McMuffin.
Of course you do.
I'm a McMuffin man.
There's the McMuffin man. Oh, all this talk of food is making me so hungry though.
That's all right, because we spoke about wrestling for like 15 minutes, so
Yeah.
We have. And
I've
to be
wrestled, by the way. If anyone's never listened to this, I've had wrestling matches.
fair, debatable, but yeah.
That's all right. Aye.
Shots
You
fired.
can't see that. You weren't there to see my early ones. Which,
That's true. That's true. I feel like
I have a question for you. Sorry, if
Yeah.
if that's right.
oh,
On you
Because
go.
I was thinking this earlier. Because you guys came to what Halloween last year.
Yeah.
Obviously our first show back. What? I know, Kaylee, you'd never been to a wrestling show before, and I think Kyle, what had been like 4 or 5 or years, whatever it might not be too. Why was it you guys came to like that one or our first show back? Just curious.
But I don't know actually, because I think we'd always say I always said to Kaylee I'd bring her up, right? And it was mainly a meme because I really wanted to have Kaylee in that environment because there's a lot of characters at a WrestleZone show, not necessarily the ones that are performing, that I thought it'd be interesting to see Kaylee mix with. And I've always said that, right? And yeah, and I've always been like a advocate for WrestleZone. So I was always like, right, we need to get up to a show. It'd be fun. Did we have the podcast at that point?
So we had just before it, and basically what happened is you had said you were coming back, and in the nicest way possible with everything that happened. There was not really any shows near us for reasons that we could go to. So Kyle kept saying, one day you'll go to WrestleZone, one day you'll go to WrestleZone, and then I went, well, take me then. And then it just happened to be that the advert came up being like, this show is back. And he was like, do you want to go up? And I was like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's see what happens. Because again, I love because we'd been going to shows for years and years, but then over lockdown, there was no shows to go to. And then none that we wanted to go to. And I was like, let's try it. Because I think the thing that put us off before, we were like, it's going to cost us a fortune to get up and down to Aberdeen. But when we realised that we could do it not too badly, we were like, let's just see what the fuss is about. I'll be honest, I thought I was going to hate it because the way that Kyle had described it was that it was going to be like, no pun intended, absolute anarchy with all the people in the crowd. It was going to be an absolute.
No, that's in May.
Well, exactly. I just presumed it was going to be mental, and I was not going to be okay. It was going to be like wild.
It kind of was though. It kind of was.
I really enjoyed it, and I had so much fun. And genuinely, after the first show, I was like, Kyle, I want to come back. Like, I really want to come back. Can we come back again? And he's like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Nah, my favourite part was like Kaylee was blown away by like it was at one point, I think, what match was Scotty in? Was it a 6-man or something like that?
Yeah, he was in Evans' debut match, I think. Yeah.
And at one point he's standing on the apron.
tag.
At one point he's standing on the apron and he just turns around and goes, "All right, Kyle." And Kaylee's like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Why did a wrestler just say hi to you mid-match? I'm like, it's what happens here. It's what happens.
And now we just pie Kaylee off. So it's,
Well,
it's basically full circle.
And that was the thing as well. It wasn't just that. It was because Mickey had his mosh pit, right? And I was really into it. And Kyle went, well, you know these guys, do you want to actually see them wrestle? And I was like, yeah, let me actually see them, because I know them now as people, but not as wrestlers.
So you knew me just from getting pished on his podcast?
Yeah, basically. I knew it, and I was like, what's this all about? So we turned up, and again, it was weird then because people had mentioned Kyle, and I was like, well, how does people know who you are? I was like, do you have like a secret life that I'm not like part of, or like and then after it, I was like, yeah, like I said, it was nice to go to shows and really get that enjoyment back, because I felt like I hadn't enjoyed going to shows in a long time, and just knowing that no one was a weirdo at the shows was quite nice. So,
well, Ronan was. Oh no, he wasn't wrestling on the show. Yeah, you are right. No one was weird on that show.
Yeah, it was a safe space back then.
Yeah.
And now we're fucked.
Being a female at wrestling shows is always nice to feel safe at them. So it was cushy. So well done, WrestleZone. Thank you for that.
Thank you for the bare minimum.
But yeah, no, it was good, and that's where, like I said, genuinely, I was like, I want to go back, and that's why I've been doing it. So every time we come up and down, and it's been fun, and it also gets us away. Do you know what I mean? We work all week. Yeah. It's nice to have something to do at the weekend.
I mean, you say, oh, it's nice to have a break, but then we go to the show, which is travel, and then we come back, and then as soon as we're back, we're recording a podcast about it. So we don't really get a break per se.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, I like seeing everyone and all that. I like. These are all dead fun, and it's just something nice.
That's because you don't know everyone.
That's true. You don't know me.
Everyone, Ronan.
Well, you just put up with me, which is good enough. Do you know what I mean? And the fact you can even understand me is brilliant.
Mate, I'm from Glasgow.
Yeah, but as you can hear,
May
my
really,
my
may really,
acc-
but like
yeah, my
I mean-
accent's intense.
I mean, to be fair, you say sandwiches, which is a Glasgow thing. So
sandwiches.
Yeah.
you put the G in sandwiches. That's a Glasgow thing.
Did I do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. Yeah.
Did I? I don't like. Do you know what's funny? Like, I don't like to you two. Do I sound Glaswegian?
No.
I
No.
don't. I don't. Right, but and it's so unintentional, right? The second I try to do a promo, Glaswegian. The second I
That's
try to
funny.
do two things. The second I try to do a promo,
Mhm.
or just in training, try to be a heel, I'm just Glaswegian. But like, ask me to do a Glaswegian voice now, and I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. I'd be like, but like it just or like it only comes out like naturally
Yeah.
if I get like actually fucking pissed off or I'm like actually shouting. Then it's like,
That's the thing.
but then like everyone's like, you only lived in Glasgow till you were like 6. I'm like, yeah, but my whole family's from there, and I would live there until it's just in me.
Yeah.
Like I still feel like if someone asks me where I'm from, like Glasgow, even though only like I still feel Glaswegian.
It's a way of life. Do you know what I mean?
I couldn't imagine not thinking I was Glaswegian, even though I only lived there until I was like 6.
It is the best place in Scotland, to be fair. So
Yeah, you are
makes
right.
sense. Thank you.
I
And
can't- I
Celtic
can't argue that.
and Celtic are from there, right, Kaylee?
Fuck off, Connor. Honestly, right, you've doing that. You've taken it too far. Right, we do not mention them on here. This is a Rangers Glasgow home.
Oh,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not go that far. Let's
Was
not
that
go
the
that
Kyle's a
far.
big West Ham fan.
Oh,
Yes.
it's a very divided household in this here. Whenever Rangers and Aberdeen play, it's not nice.
I actually went to see Aberdeen, like just because it's like not far away. I actually seen Aberdeen play like at home like 6 times last season, just because like right there.
Oh, you
Well,
poor
not
thing.
right there. I don't,
You poor thing. Last season
oh,
was
I will say, didn't win a single game when I went to watch.
No.
They never do.
The most entertaining game, I think the only one they even drew when I went to watch, was the 1-1 draw with Rangers, and I will say that was as a spectator that was very entertaining.
Maybe for some of us it was entertaining, but not for all of us. And on that note,
Sorry, this shit,
but do you know what I think is weird as well? So obviously Kyle,
Ronan.
his accent, because obviously he was very Aberdonian when I first met him, but now he lives down here. I think that Kyle still sounds Aberdonian, but when he goes up the road, his accent changes slightly, and I'm like, oh, you sound very different. You've obviously got a bit of a Glaswegian twang to you. You've got a very mixed accent now.
Yeah.
How long is it you've lived like down there for?
5 year?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years.
As long as I've been wrestling.
Basically,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I heard, oh, there's this Connor boy that started wrestling up here. Let me get away from this
Yeah.
shit.
It's like, oh, he's coming through to Aberdeen. He's seen all the prostitutes. So fucking hell, gotta get out of here.
It's like, nah, we are getting out. Yeah, like genuinely, Kyle moved down September 5 years ago. So it's roughly when you started wrestling. So it's like, that's
Wait.
mental.
It was actually like the other day. It was literally like the 21st. No, was it been yesterday?
August, yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
yesterday.
21st of August.
But I just know 'cause it's just stuck in my brain that the first session I ever had wrestling was the 25th of August.
That's wild. So yeah, it's like the same amount of time Kyle's lived down here since you've been wrestling.
It's weird. I will say, like, just 'cause I always find it really interesting. I went like me and Crusher had our first our first match at Summerhill Showdown, 2019. But like we had like back and forth stuff on promos or whatever, and then like attacking each other at shows, whatever. So then like our first like proper match was at Battle of Nations 2019, and that was at 25th of August. And that I always found that very special because it was exactly 2 years after my first training session.
Oh, it's funny how
To-
things like
to
that
the
work
day.
out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm just buzzing because my 1 year WrestleZone anniversary will be at Halloween.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be my 1 year
Wow.
anniversary. And I think me and Kyle, spoilers, are dressing up for it. We're coming in fancy dress.
Ooh. Any spoilers as to what you're going to dress up for?
I don't know yet. I put out a poll, remember, asking me what they think I should go as. I have some ideas, but I don't have a certain one. I think Kyle has his sorted, but he's not telling anyone. So yeah, so
Maybe I'll dress up too.
maybe you should.
I think you should dress up as Kaylee.
Ask.
Could you
Get the
imagine?
blonde hairs back immediately.
The blonde hair, he would need to get a Juicy Couture tracksuit, and that'd be him. He'd be ready to go.
So I won't actually be that much different to myself.
You just have to be a wee bit more aggressive, and that's it. Big eyelashes, and that's you. Good to go. Time.
Okay.
No, I think it'll be exciting. Any excuse for me to dress up, I'm all for it. So yeah, we thought if it's Halloween, people dress up for Halloween, so we're going to dress
Oh
up.
my god! For each match, like you should for one match you're Trish, for the next match you're Lita, the next match you're China.
Oh my god,
That's a lot of work for
okay.
you, and don't envy that.
Yeah,
But
could you
should we do that?
imagine? Just like Martin, stall.
Stall.
Yeah, stall. Another raffle. Another raffle. We don't have anything more to give away. Another raffle.
Just any excuse for me to take my belt with
Yeah.
me. Do you know what I mean?
Like it's like the sixth match. Martin's like, we've got nothing left. It's like, oh fucking hell! Like, give out like a 5-minute experience for Ronan King. No one wants
Yeah.
it. I know, but like we've
Yeah,
got to give
just-
out something.
Something, just keep them going. I'm going to the
Mm.
toilet. I'm trying to get the next
Mm.
outfit on.
If
Yeah.
anyone's made it this far, they must actually think I hate him, which is fair because like fuck him.
You do.
Yeah, which is good because you want the truth to come out.
Yeah. I don't like him.
But before we end up talking all night and this goes about 40 hours,
All right, should we
um,
start talking about wrestling? We should
we-
talk about wrestling for now.
yeah, we
Sorry.
should probably just start. So, how'd you get started again? So, what's next? What's next for Conor Malloy? Where are we going? What's your plans?
The plan is to wrestle as many places that will have me. Basically, yeah. No, the plan is to get out there, wrestle for other promotions. Hopefully, next year that is a thing that is attainable and will be happening. Fingers crossed, and just looking to still improve on a lot of aspects. Like I think the thing for me is like I think you can it's very important to set long-term goals, but I think you have to insert realistic short-term goals. And even though I hate him, me and Ronan are very good for keeping each other on track, and I think because we talk like every single day, which I fucking hate. We talk a lot about wrestling, and we like he keeps me on track where I want to go, and we know where we're wanting to go, and I think the most important thing is not resting on your laurels, and we keep picking things apart, even if probably most people wouldn't pick them apart, even if they like 99% of other people would be like, oh, it's great. I like that he's like, nah, this one thing, make it better.
Yeah.
And I think the small details are actually what matters. Like I feel like honestly, and even to like my level, it's like I feel like you can teach eventually anyone to have a match, but it's the little things that matter. And even now, still like that's why I want to go learn from as many people as I can, just to get those little things which are the invaluables, the things you somewhat can teach and can't.
Mhm.
It's like sometimes you just got to feel it with the knowledge you've got. So I think it's just trying to improve, always try to improve, like, and then just get out there to other places to showcase what I can do.
Yeah. I think that'd be
And-
really good.
Exciting times ahead. So I guess it's a good place to wrap up, isn't it? Before
Should we start talking about wrestling?
yeah, it's probably start again. So first match.
I'm joking.
So where can people find you online?
I believe it's Connor Malloy 19 on everything.
Hell yeah. TikTok.
Not that. I mean, you can find me there. Doesn't mean I've ever posted.
We'll get you on. We'll get you posting.
We'll get you the TikTok game. But yeah, that has been our interview with Connor Malloy.
I apologize if you've made it this far. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mom.
If you have, you get a wee sticker. You get a wee sticker for getting this far into the podcast. But no,
Do I
thank
get
you
a
very
sticker
much.
for making it this far.
Thank you very much for listening. I've been Kyle. That's been Kaylee. That's been Connor. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Peace.